Yes, I'm pedantic about this. I will always be pedantic about this. Look, I'm very proud of my book, and I put it on screen. Okay, so we are back with more Genshin, and we are doing plot today. We are going back to the chasm, and we are doing the plot stuff that is there. But with all that hassle, the 2.5 hours of running around blindly to get to, we are doing that quest today. So, yeah. Hopefully nothing else unexpected pops up between now and then. Hopefully it should just be as simple as go over there and say hi to whoever is waiting for us down here. I, for one, am very excited for it. It's a big hole. I'm going to be very careful dropping down here. Because I get the distinctive feeling that, one wrong move would be down. I mean, I have revival items and stuff, but still. I gotta be careful. I'm really glad I have all the stamina. Oh, okay, we're doing.
What? It's a city?
Ooh. City. Underground city, huh? Conria, perhaps?
A whole city that's floating in the air.
That is not the first time we found something upside down underground. And that was not... We were told that was a bad thing when we found it. So... This is concerning. And don't mind me, I'm dealing with some computer issues. Just making sure that something's running. It's supposed to be. Top 10 things Tower should have done before starting the stream. Okay. This is not what I was expecting.
Look at this place. Doesn't it remind you of something?
Statue.
Wait, what was it again?
The filed
Yes,
statue.
that's it. It's just like that. Just as strange, just as upside down, and just as spooky.
Delightful.
In which case, maybe whatever's going on in the chasm really is connected to the Abyss Order.
That would explain why we found...
Oh, we gotta
Mr.
get to the
Grumpy
bottom
Bear.
of this.
But first we're grabbing that waypoint.
Oh?
Dime! Dime! Hello, friend. We've met him before. Last time we saw you was during the reunion with Aether. That didn't go so well. There you been, buddy.
The feeling is mutual. I certainly hadn't expected to meet you here either.
Yeah, I
Long
bet.
time no see, Dane. Wait, but how did you suddenly end up here in the chasm?
What do you think?
The chasm? So we're in the depths of the chasm, are we? Interesting. This is one place where I have never set foot before.
I have so many questions.
I understand how you must feel. Last time we met suddenly and parted hastily.
That's one way to
Now our
put it.
paths cross again. Fate, it seems, owes you an explanation.
Cute. I know, I'm sure it does. Hey, Spin! We're doing plot! Look! I found the plot! Yeah. First, tell me what you're doing
That
here.
much should be self-explanatory. I came upon the trail of another Abyss Herald recently and began pursuing it.
That's the guy we fought last time.
I got as far as cornering him before he resorted to the same trick that they all do. I was hot on his heels when I followed him through the portal, but as usual, it was to no avail. It took me to the wrong place.
So you had the same issue with the portal last time.
Correct. Based on my recent experiences, I can only conclude that the Abyss's portals are not simply pathways from point A to point B, but gateways to an entire network. Where they emerge on the other side is their choice.
Did we see
It can
his
be
eyes?
anywhere within the network.
Sounds kind of similar to how teleport waypoints work.
In short, though I was right behind your twin last time when I entered that portal, the next moment that I realized where I was all alone, back in the ruins known as Storm Terror's lair.
Oh, yeah! About that! Whatever happened to the Eye of the First Field Tiller?
It's in a safe place. You can be sure that I will learn the truth of the Loom of Fate operation sooner than it could ever fall into the Abyss Order's hands.
I like how Lupin's face and little expression is just like, I've known you for all of like an hour total. Last time we met, I found my twin, found out he was evil, and then was hastily parted from both of you. How do I know that you're not just spitting me a yarn or something? Like, she looks kind of done with dying already. And, I don't know, I think it's charming. And something else I think is interesting, that the inside of our friend's cape here is similar to Paimon's kind of cosmic theme. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if that means anything. Who is the Twilight Sword?
So that title stuck in your memory.
Kind of unique,
I by
buddy.
no means went out of my way to conceal it from you. It once stood for the glory of Kanria, but now it is but a cruel joke. My curse to bear. Twilight Sword was my title as captain of the Royal Guards when I witnessed the destruction of my entire homeland firsthand. I believe my reluctance to raise it in conversation is quite justified.
Spin, if I thought for a second that I could do an even semi-passable New York accent, I would try it. Yeah. He's like, since we last saw this person, we went to the island of Inazuma, fought a god, nearly got killed by the same god twice, and yeah. He knows stuff about the twin / our brother, and he's not telling us. So I think she's perfectly justified in being out of patience with him, to be kind of honest. Like, we've been to 3 nations, all over the place, been nearly killed by all kinds of monsters and gods, and we are no closer to finding our brother than where we were. Than when we first woke up in some random cave. So, you know, he's probably our best clue right now to what happened to Aether and where he is and where he's been and what he's been up to for the past 500 years. And also, his existence worries me. Him, Kaya, and Albedo all worry me a little bit, because the fact that we've met 3 characters with the connections to this Conria place, and all of them were in Mondstadt when we met them, and the Upside Down Curse statue thing was one of Venti's statues, Venti being Mondstadt's Archon, meaning God, is concerning. I think whatever is going to happen with the Abyss, it's going to either start or end in Mondstadt, and I don't think it's going to survive that encounter, at least not unscathed. And also the fact that like 80% of their forces are gone is not helping. Something bad's going to happen to Mondstadt, I can feel it.
Sounds like your brother was right.
Luby's finally asking the real questions. What is the history between you and my brother?
We were travel partners. We both partook in a painful journey of searching for our fate. But regrettably, we did not make it to the journey's end together.
So were you the equivalent to Aether as Paimon is to me? Is that the parallel we're supposed to be drawing here? Because that's kind of the vibe I get.
Before you continue questioning me, I ought to warn you.
Bring
If my
it.
suspicions regarding the portal network are correct, then the fact that there is a portal leading here tells us that the Abyss Order has their eyes on this location.
You mean the
And the
Abyss
giant
Order is
flooding
plotting
city
something
behind me
here?
wasn't a big clue about that?
Actually, Paimon and the Travelers suspected that too.
Yeah. Behind us?
I mean that it's highly likely that even as we speak, the Abyss Order is watching our every move.
Yeah, and what else is new?
Don't say that! You're giving Paimon goosebumps.
Let's go and investigate.
A wise choice. There appears to be light from a fire coming from near that rocky wall. Let's take a look.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because if there's a fire here, then somebody lit it. But first, we're grabbing this. This is probably going to be useful. Yeah, that glowing purple stuff and upside down city, like, that's suspicious. This screams something bad either has happened here or is going to happen here. Or is currently happening. Maybe all three. Wonderful. Okay. And we have evidence of hilly turtle activity.
There are signs of hilly churl activity here. Could these be the hilly churls the requester was talking about?
Probably.
Requester? In fact, hold on. You still haven't told me what you're doing here. I doubt that most travelers would have any reason to venture down this way.
We took a commission from the Adventurers Guild to investigate the chasm. Apparently a whole load of hilly churls have been gathering here, and the requester wants to know why. And now it looks like we finally found our first clue.
Do you want the answer?
Huh? You mean you know something about
Of course he
this?
does.
As it happens, I do. It's understandable that you did not perceive anything unusual. What makes this place so strange is that the environment here weakens the effect of the curse.
What curse?
Oh, Paimon remembers. Last time you guys were saying that Conria's people were cursed to immortality or something.
Is Kaya cursed too? That's my question. Because, I mean, yeah. Oh boy.
For centuries, I have suffered daily from the curse that was laid upon me. But here, I suddenly feel a small amount of relief from this suffering. And right here, right now, I can feel my body sending a strong message to me.
That's concerning.
It is telling me, stay.
That's
So, this place
red
weakens
flags.
the curse? That's pretty incredible. But how?
That I shall need to investigate. But to the best of my knowledge, the Abyss Order does not have the technology to achieve this.
Oh god. Oh god.
Indeed. Do you know why Hilichurls wear masks?
I don't think there's a doctor alive that can help him. I mean, he's been cursed for at least 500 years, from what we've been told. And I don't think there's any doctor that can fix that at this point. So...
It's
sure.
to hide their appearance, lest they catch sight of their reflection in a body of water. Compared to how they remember themselves, it is a terrible sight to behold. One that causes them great despair. The curse of immortality denies death to those afflicted with it. And yet, it does not truly mean that they will never die.
So, you mean there's a way to undo it?
No. I mean that the body and soul will continue to be eroded until they are virtually non-existent, even if death is not the form that this erosion takes.
Interesting choice of words there.
When the Hilichurls realize that the end is nigh for them, It seems their instinct is to seek out a calm and dark corner of the world, in which to finally say goodbye to the centuries of suffering they have endured.
That's sad.
And of all the places they could lay down to rest, one that can ease the effects of their curse would surely be their first choice.
That's sad.
Wow. That's so...
Conversation's over. Brace yourselves.
What is it?
We're under attack.
You're new.
Eyes on me!
Starball!
No one escapes my sight!
Let's dance. What were those? And why did they attack us all of a sudden?
Black Serpent Knights. They once belonged to the Royal Guard of Canria.
Wait a second. Royal Guard? So, they used to be your troops?
Yes, they were. But now, the curse engulfs them, and they fight with none of the honor they once had.
Because they've become pawns of the Abyss now?
Let's continue on.
Wait! Dane!
Hello. Hello, person. You want to come say hi?
Seems we missed one. Wait, stand down. There's something different about this one.
Yeah.
It's disappeared.
What the heck? What was going on with that one? Was it trying to say something?
Maybe I recognized
How
you.
is this possible? How could he have retained self-awareness for 500 years without it?
Oh, come on, don't be mysterious now.
Why did he seem so familiar?
Oh, good. We're meant to come to this conclusion. Yeah, maybe he recognized you.
That would be a miraculous outcome indeed for a cataclysm that brought total doom and destruction. Or perhaps it was just a coincidence. We should press onward to the city.
Of course, if there's a royal guard, that would imply a royal family. So I wonder where the royal family went. I mean, I know they call brother Prince, but I don't think he's, like, the prince Dunn was protecting, if that makes sense. Well, of course, there's the fan theory that it's Kaya, but I don't know if I fully subscribe to that theory, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's certainly plausible, I suppose, but I don't know. I wonder if Albedo knows.
Looks like there's a strange energy surrounding the city. We can't go any further. Guess there should be a mechanism or something around here, right? Traveler,
don't-
looks like it's time to get into ruin exploring mode.
Yeah. I don't know if this is on Xbox. I haven't looked. I mean, it's on PlayStation and on PC, so I would imagine it probably is. But you'd have to look. I have no idea. I'll be honest, I don't pay any attention to what does or doesn't come out on Xbox. Because it's not relevant to me usually. So I have no idea. You'll have to look.
Don't waste your time.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna do that? You're just gonna do glowy hands thing?
Canria's technology, abyssal power. Two things I couldn't be more familiar with. They're just cheap tricks to me.
Okay, so the Abyss Order really is trying to hide something here, right?
So, am I meant to take away from that Conria's tech and abyssal power are not the same thing, or that they are the same thing and you're just using two different terminology for the same thing. I don't think that's true. I think they're two separate things. But I do kind of wonder where abyssal power came from. Because it seems to have started with all of this. Because I don't think the Abyss was around forever. I think the Abyss is comparatively new in this land where gods will age thousands and thousands of years. Because I feel like if the Abyss was a thing before, Mr. 6,000-year-old war god would have taken care of it in one of his many, many rampages, before settling down.
Dan seems like he really understands what's going on here. No wonder the Abyss Order doesn't want him around.
Was this underground city built by Conria? Was this built by the Abyss Order? I'm gonna guess Conria.
Not necessarily. The closer we draw, the more I am inclined to conclude that these ruins belong to a more ancient civilization still.
Okay.
The Abyss Order simply got to them before anyone else.
Okay.
Even older than Conria? Whoa. Paimon can't even imagine back that far.
That said, the architecture here does somewhat resemble that of Conria. At least, it would if it were the other way up.
Yeah.
Let's head toward the light over there.
Being upside down makes it hard
Mind
to
your
judge.
footing on the way ahead. It's a long way down.
Yeah, and we don't have wings anymore, unfortunately. Our wings are gone. But I'll say this, the only thing I think we know with absolute certainty about Conria as a place is that the person in charge of destroying it also took our brother from us. Oh fudge. That was messed up. That was... Nope. Whoopsie. Oh dear. Okay, hang on. I can fix this. This is recoverable. We're good. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. Well, it was designed for mobile devices first, and the PlayStation ports came later, I believe. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know the tech specifics. I'm not that knowledgeable about that kind of stuff. But that's why I'm like, the fact that it runs the way that it does is pretty freaking cool. It makes it cooler than... Yeah! It is a whole game! I know! It is a proper game! And it's entirely free and on mobile devices and stuff. That's why a lot of people were like, this thing's cool! I mean, I don't know the specifics of the tech or whatever, but I know that they spent a lot of money to get this working, and it's clearly paid off for them.
Black Serpent Knights! Is this where they're based? Or wait, are they guarding something here?
Well, if there's guards, there's gonna be something valuable here.
We are likely drawing near to whatever the Abyss Order is trying to hide. Let's take them out first.
Yeah.
Starfall! Let the show begin. Starfall! Crumble apart! Ready? Go!
Okay, Monday. Taylor.
Hey, look! Vines! You should be able to climb up, right?
Where? Here. I think one of my favorite things about the combat in this game is the elemental reactions.
More Black Serpent Knights!
Because there are elements in this game, you know, fire, water, ice, and all that stuff. But instead of just being like, oh, use ice to hit fire enemies to do the extra damage, I think there's a little bit of that in there, but it's not just that. It's, you can, you know, electrify wet enemies and have, like, sparks going between them and stuff. Or they can explode, or you can create shields. I don't know, I think it's neat. That's fair. I admit I don't know what all the reactions do myself. Well, part of that is because we don't have access to one of the elements yet. So it's you can't fully experiment. Well, to be fair, Pokemon's is kind of convoluted. I'm sorry, but any combat system that requires you to have charts ready just so you can understand what's going on at any given time is, I think, a little silly. I think you should be able to tell just by looking at something what it's going to do. Like, I know when I throw out my big boulder attack that I'm going to get a shield from it most of the time, except in a couple of instances. I know what happens when Beto swings her, or when Beto swings her big electric sword around, what's going to happen. I personally think Pokemon's overcomplicated part of its combat system while oversimplifying the other half.
Huh? They're
That's
not coming after us. Are they just trying to scare us off?
Probably.
These knights seem like they're hiding something behind them.
Yeah, it depends.
Hold on. I think they...
Like a thing?
They're coming! Quick, get them!
I'll protect us.
Drop!
No escape.
Starball!
I don't know. Admittedly, I haven't played enough Pokemon to really... I've played like 2 games of it. I mean, that's why I like the fact that this system is different. It's not just a weakness-strength thing. It's these things do things and have reactions. And those reactions can be very beneficial.
Let the show begin. Starball! Shake!
To ashes.
Drop!
Go, Barret Bunny.
Oof. These poor things. Yeah, little fellas.
Huh? What's this?
So, the Black Serpent Knights have nothing to do with the Abyss Order's secret. Huh. I should have guessed.
So, what exactly is going on with these hilly churls?
As I said, for these hilly churls, the end is nigh. They have grown old and fearful of the light, even become one with the darkness. And yet the curse continues to corrode them.
But why would the Black Serpent Knights want to stay here and guard them?
Because they're knights. They probably, on some subconscious level, remember that. Remember that their job is to protect, even if they don't remember what it is they were supposed to be protecting, or what they were supposed to be protecting them from. And they probably view us as just any old intruder, regardless of the specifics.
More of them are closing in!
We should leave, I think.
It's him! The guy that came out of nowhere and disappeared again!
Knight Captain, perhaps?
And now they're retreating! Did he just order them to do that?
Halfdan?
Whoa, whoa! What? You recognize him?
Well, I mean, if he was the commander of all of the Royal Knights, he probably knew all the captains. So he probably has, lots of knowledge of them.
Could it be? If it's as I suspect, then this is a truly tragic state of affairs.
Dane?
You want to know why they were gathered here guarding the hilly churls, don't you? It's because as far as the Black Serpent Knights are concerned, they're simply doing their duty. The one who ordered them to retreat just now, I suddenly recognized him. I knew him as a young man, an elite in the royal guard of old. His name is Halfdan.
So, he's from 500 years ago too?
To this day, I still remember the final orders I, the Twilight Sword, gave to Halfdan on the day of disaster in Khanria, before I made haste back to the palace. Inform all Black Serpent Knights to protect the people of Khanria at all costs. Because we, of course, were royal guards. But this would mean nothing in the events that followed. Royals, gentry, common folk. These identities made no difference.
I mean, when the gods of Celestia decide to blow up your entire nation, yeah. It's all of the options are bad at that point.
Against the might of the gods, the only identity that mattered was being from Khanria.
Yeah. But this is why I made comments like, I'm pretty sure that brother may have a point with siding against Celestia. Because they don't seem like very good people. I mean, we haven't technically met anybody from there, but we have a list of actions. And it does not reflect well on them. I mean, even the Archons down here are like, yeah, we don't care about them up there. Which is telling. When the gods that walk among people are like, nah, no, we're good. When it comes to that particular group. Versus the gods that don't walk among their people.
These Black Serpent Knights have lost their intellect. But perhaps, in whatever remains of their minds, they are still protecting the people of Khanria. If you see these ruins as Khanria in the throes of disaster, and these hilly churls as the people crying for help, then suddenly I can make sense of what I'm hearing. Their growls are less of a threat and more of a warning.
Then, what are they saying?
Though it is barely discernible, I can just about make it out. They keep repeating a word from the old language of Khanria. Run. Even I have to admit, the fact their will is strong enough to survive 500 years of erosion. It is nothing short of a miracle, born from hopelessness.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. Even I took them for enemies for a moment. Let's keep heading toward the light at the top. I believe the Black Serpent Knights will no longer try to stop us.
Whatever went down
Sure
500
enough,
years ago.
we aren't seeing any more Black Serpent Knights. Guess that half-damn guy really did recognize Captain Dane, huh?
I have to go up here to... That's freaky. That's weird. But okay. Going over here. There's the port. There he went. Come on, little buddy. Time to take you home. Get down. Not that bad. Go on.
Is this an answer from this world?
Yeah, we're just a little iffy about just jumping. We came from there. Yeah, I guess we just go out here. We should be able to make that. Let's get a running start. Nope. Whoops. That would be bad. I'm just gonna play. Where's the waypoint I just unlocked? We're going back to that. Okay. We are trying this again. With less failure this time. Okay, here we go.
Why so quiet?
I'm just thinking, nothing more. If you're trying to console me, I can assure you there is no need.
Fine.
Here and then up on the route. Good to try. That's not gonna work. Nope, maybe. Nope. I'm not good at platforming. Just casual admission, I'm not good at platforming or trying to figure out where to go. Not so maybe this way. looks even more hopeless. Let's go this way. I can get up here. That might help. Yeah, I was kind of right. I just need to be more careful. Word.
Hey, look! There's no door sealing this room off. Looks like we can finally head to the room in the center. Come on, let's go!
Blue thing. I want the blue thing. Gimme. I get distracted by shiny things very easily, especially when I know that those shiny things can be turned into really cool rewards. Okay. This looks like it was important once upon a time.
Look! Up there! A water pool! Even the
How?
water pool is upside down.
I have so many questions.
Wow! This is a pretty amazing place! Dane, do you have any idea at all how it works?
The pool must be part of the entire city structure. A relic of this ancient civilization. And more importantly, it is the very thing that is weakening the curse. Here, my whole body feels more at
Wonder what would
peace
happen
than
if
it
you were to
has in
take
a
a
long
dip.
time. The effect is
Cannonball.
stronger here than it was before.
Splash.
And I think it's because that water pool has something akin to a cleansing effect.
So is this a temple then?
So that means the water in that pool can wash away the curse for good?
So was this like a temple then? Because it certainly feels like it could have been.
No, that would be impossible.
You don't know unless you try.
How are you so sure?
I have lived with this curse for 500 years, and I have been fully conscious the entire time. Suffice to say, no one understands the curse like I do.
True.
It is a way of branding us at the level of the fate of the world itself. When a god applies a curse, it takes effect at a higher level of reality than the person themselves. Even now, I can feel the curse slowly permeating my entire being, becoming part of me, slowly but surely replacing me. Perhaps it may be possible to suppress the corrosive effect of the curse for a time, but cleansing it entirely, consider it tantamount to burning away an integral part of your body. It is not a process that one could ever hope to survive.
I wonder if the only way to get rid of the curse is to kill the god who put it there. Because I certainly have a few bones to pick with her.
Huh? Cleansing the curse cost you your life? Whoa. An irreversible curse. Paimon can't even imagine.
In any case, I can feel that the water's cleansing effect is not nearly potent enough. At most, it might suppress the curse, but a little.
I wonder what would happen. Because if the curse was placed back on, and the Gnosis are the individual powers of the archons that they are from, if I've understood this correctly, I wonder if combining all the Gnosises together would enable one to lift curse. I mean, I would assume so. But if that's true, what motive would the Saritsa possibly have for doing so? Maybe, well, I mean, if she's trying to destroy / overthrow Celestia, getting another extra group of people who would have plenty of reasons to be pissed off at them on her side by cleansing their curse would certainly do it. I mean, because clearly they did something. Like, you don't end up with your entire civilization wiped out and cursed, just for good measure, unless you either did something or found something, or, like, something happened. You guys pissed off somebody somehow, and I would love to know how.
So, what's that contraption there? It looks kind of out of place.
Frankly, I have never seen a device of this design before either. It is not unreasonable to suspect that it could belong to the Abyss Order. But what could they be planning to do here?
Oh boy.
Oh, that gave Paimon a fright. So, all the doors are open now?
Doors opening by themselves has never been a good sign. Hello, friend. We're not here to hurt anybody.
Halfdan's back again?
Halfdan, do you have something to say to me?
Probably has, yeah, I would imagine he has a few strong words with you. Considering you, sounds like you left him to protect everybody and then pissed off for 500 years. I'd probably be a bit annoyed too. Or he wants us to see something. Maybe both.
He ran off! But he didn't disappear like last time.
He's indicating that we should follow him. Are you coming?
Doesn't seem to hurt any malice towards us, so I mean, like, why not?
True. So, we going then?
Yeah, let's do this. I'm sure this will have no negative consequences whatsoever. Just get a 4T. That's too hot to drink still. Okay.
Halfdan jumped down over there. Let's follow him.
Oh boy. Oh. Oh, heavens. Oh, I know what this stuff is now. Oh, that's gross. That's horrifying and that's gross. Yeah. That's terrifying. That's a terrible way to die. To explain what I just mean, Spin, is we saw this black goo stuff underneath those eroding hilichurls that were... I'm pretty sure that this is what's left of those the people of Conria after they're eroded by the curse. I'm like 99% sure that's what this stuff is. Like this is like, I don't know, like soul goo or something. It kind of reminds me of, have you seen the episode of Doctor Who where they're in like the sewers of the Daleks? That's kind of what I'm imagining this stuff is. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's kind of grotesque. So warning. I mean, I think we can purify this. So let me... I think I'm not standing close enough to it. Anyway.
Looks like Halfdan disappeared at the far end of this path.
Perhaps
That's
whatever
gross.
lies ahead is what he wants us to see. Let's keep going.
That's horrifying. That's a terrible way to die.
natural activity here.
You're good. I mean, it's a terrible situation, so feel free to cope with it however you feel like it. So if the purple goo stuff is the curse, then what's the blue stuff? Because the blue stuff and the purple stuff seem to be spawning together. So that tells me that they're connected. So if we assume the purple stuff is the curse, could the blue mineral stuff that I collect be some kind of... have some kind of connection to... like the people, like the blue stuff is like the solidified, or that's made of like the will of the people that's left over after the curse tries to erode them. Because we have visions in this world, which is elemental crystals that form in a human after they've, I don't know, like something about ambition. Like in a dramatic moment of them kind of proving their will or something, they get a thing and that gives everybody their elemental powers. Like you see Ever's, well, her hand's kind of covering it up, so Ever's not a good... Yeah, the little glowy things that give everybody powers, which we don't have one because we're a traveler.
Let's go see.
But I'm wondering if it's the same concept but taken in a different direction. Because it's terribly interesting that, you know, the two things come
It's a
together.
humble hilly churl camp. Oh, these hilly churls look like they're in pretty bad shape too. Some of them look like they've already taken their final breath. Is this what Halfdan wanted to show us?
Probably.
Whether it is or not, everything here is worth investigating in detail. Inspect the area. Leave no stone unturned.
Yes, I have tea and water, because typically tea takes a little while to be properly ready to drink.
Seems like these hilly churls have no life left in them at all. Before long, they'll become one with the darkness. The hilly churls we meet in the wild are always so rowdy. Paimon never would have imagined that this is how they spend their final days. We may not have a whole lot of happy memories dealing with hilly churls.
That's fair spin.
Still, Paimon hopes they're at peace in their last moments.
You're allowed to have your preferences. I'm not drinking anything special today. This is just my regular green tea.
Hilly churls usually store food in crates like these, right? But these seem pretty much empty. Is it because they're so near to the end that they don't need to eat anymore? Even if they don't need to eat anymore, Paimon bets they still miss food for the flavor.
Yeah.
There's even a bonfire here, like what hilly churls build in the wild. Wait, but wasn't Dane saying that hilly churls get scared of the light when they reach the very end of their lives? Maybe, in the very, very end, they still want to feel some light and warmth. Oh. Just thinking aloud here, could also
flowers.
How did that flower get this far underground? Did someone bring
Wait
it
a
in memory
minute.
of the deceased hilly churls?
Huh. We're in the deepest, darkest depths of a giant mine, Spin. This is beyond city within a city. We're like to the center of the earth kind of situation. But we've seen those flowers before, at least I have. Those flowers are in a field that are in a very popular, like, splash art of the twins. That's kind of become kind of like the main, like, art of them, I guess. If that makes sense. And it looked a lot like the flower that we have in our hair, which we can't see from this angle, which is infuriating me a little bit. But as far as where we are, we're in a very, very deep underground city, or at least in the ruins of it, I think. Like, some bad stuff has went down here, and is continuing to go down here. I know this flower.
Hey, now that you mention it, Paimon thinks it looks kind of familiar too.
Is that supposed to be implied that... That does seem to be the... at least the basics of this, as far as what I've been able to gather. I don't know if it was to pretend that everything was okay, but, I mean, so, we don't know specifics about what happened to Conria or why, but we do know is that somebody in Celestia, which is kind of like, you could compare it pretty reasonably to like Mount Olympus kind of place, decided we don't want these people around anymore and nuked them, essentially, and then cursed whoever survived that initial attack to turn into monsters over time and be immortal or whatever. That's what we know for certain. So how did we get involved? Because this flower could have only been left by Brother. And I think that everybody else looked at it and said, we're gonna not associate with these people or with this thing, because clearly they pissed somebody off, so we're gonna just stay away. So, I mean, we don't know specifics at this time. This is probably the most lore information we've gotten in one sitting for a while in this game. Information is very slow.
It is the national flower of Conria, the Intivat. It once bloomed all over the nation.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh god. Yeah, we spent time in Conria, didn't we? We spent probably a lot of time in Conria. I don't think we're the royal family though, but I do think that we were there, and I think Aether maybe got attached to people there. Because here's the thing, canonically, our memory of what happened is iffy at best. Our memories of what exactly happened to us are not reliable. We barely remember what happened. As far as, because Lumine, or the twin that you play as, has very scattered memories of the events 500 years ago. She barely remembered that she saw a place get destroyed, and she only really remembers the fight with the unknown god that cost her brother and her wings. Beyond that, her memories are iffy. But the fact that Aether is potentially leaving flowers around, and we are wearing that same flower in our hair it's suspicious. It's suspicious to me. Because it says a lot when a person will wear the flower of a nation in their hair for 500 years. Like, that's... I mean, I don't know what they're trying to say, but it's clear they're trying to say something. And it has very terrible implications for everyone else. Yeah, that's drinkable now.
It would only last 2 weeks before wilting. But if you were to pluck one and take it out of Conria, the petals would stop growing and turn hard.
And is that how it's managed to survive in my hair for 500 years? Because that is the exact same flower.
Only when it finally returned to its home soil would the petals grow soft once more, and finally turn to dust.
I'm getting vague memories and allusions to the classic Little Mermaid tale. Because in that story, when she doesn't get the prince, because she doesn't, because that's a classic fairy tale for you, and not the Disney version, she goes back to the sea, only to turn to sea foam and die. So I'm wondering if that's coincidence or illusion here.
So the Intivat
Yeah.
is a symbol for a wanderer far from home, signifying the tenderness of the homeland.
Yeah, same flower. It's the same flower. Oh God, where did we get one is my question, because yikes. Oh God, what did we do? Is this our fault? Oh, this might be our fault. Your colors look pretty. I'm just making some statements and just sharing my thoughts as we learn all of this live.
So for this flower to get here, it must have been brought from...
Yeah. No, you're good, Spin. You're good. I'm just thinking. Oh, whoa. Oh no. Why did everything change color?
Your Highness, so the proposal finally has your blessing.
Brother! That's our brother. Look at our brother. There he is. There's our twin.
In focusing single-mindedly on confronting the heavenly principles, we neglected our original mission, the revival of the homeland.
What? What do you mean? What? Are we from Condria? Because I don't think that's true. Because we're from somewhere else, aren't we? I thought we were falling stars or something. I have questions.
I should not have been so indecisive.
The device is almost ready. We await your command.
That is! That's the guy! That's our brother! This is what he's been up to. Look at him.
What are the chances of succeeding?
I feel like this is why we don't get a lot of speaking lines, because you'll get speaking lines for the other twin depending on which one you play. So if you want to see Levine's dialogue, you have to play as Aether, which I think is a little bit unfair, but that's what YouTube is for.
Theoretically speaking, approximately.
Forget it. Even a 1% chance is enough. For too long have we dwelt in the abyss. Surely they would rather return to the natural cycle of life and death as soon as possible than continue to exist as they are, without a shred of dignity. They cannot be made to continue paying the price for those so-called sins.
The Order is most fortunate to be graced with your decision.
Yeah, what did Conria do? What did we do? Did we do something terrible? We might have done something terrible.
Aether!
She speaks!
You saw something, didn't you? Can you tell me what it was?
Yeah, you zoned out for quite a while there.
Huh. Well, people do say that twins have a special connection.
Yeah, especially since we're special twins. I mean, you know, none of those are wrong. Typing is hard. And I don't know what device you're watching this on.
It sounds as if they are attempting to make use of certain equipment to cleanse the curse. It could well be the device we saw earlier. And you say he mentioned the revival of the homeland, correct?
Now that we know that the flowers have like a special meaning to them, I'm really nervous about the feathers that are in both of their hairs.
No surprise there. Stubborn as ever.
Silly big brother.
It appears as if the Abyss Order plans to use this location to cleanse the hilly churls of their curse and restore them to the way they once were. Then, they will serve as the foundation for reviving the nation of Kanria. After all, there can be no nation without a people. It is the height of foolishness. They have no chance of success, not even a 1% chance. I told you already that no one knows this curse better than I, having lived with it for 500 years. There is no redemption. There is no undoing the curse. Trying to remove it by force will achieve nothing but to inflict further suffering. So make sure you are clear in your mind. You have to tell yourself, they are no longer human. If you cling to false hope and allow yourself to become too emotionally invested, the only way is down. You will end up just like them, mired in hypocrisy. Save your strength for something worth saving.
And why should I believe you over my brother?
Oh? But of course, I am merely someone you hired for a task, while he is your brother.
Twin brother, too. Like, don't ever deny that, like, it's... I don't know. Dine isn't our brother in disguise, because we've seen both of them in the same room together. So, they're not the same thing. We've seen both of them interact with each other and stuff, so... And plus he's too tall to be our twin.
It is only natural for you to side with him. But whatever decision you make cannot deter me from mine. My chosen path is to stop the Abyss. If we have reached an impasse, then perhaps this is where we should say...
This isn't Superman was wearing the Batman suit while Bruce Wayne was running around situation. No. They're two different people. We have seen them have almost an argument / conversation, and then it didn't work out. But I fully suspect that we're gonna get something with here. Anyway, yeah. I mean, here's what we know. If the Abyss, as we know it, gets their way, a lot of people are going to get hurt. That's just a simple fact. And, because currently the Abyss is, they go after places like Mondstadt and Liyue and Inazuma. Places full of people who have nothing to do with any of this. It'd be one thing if they were just focusing all their strength and attention on Celestia itself, but they're not. They attack regular people all the time. So, as tragic as all of this is, stopping the Abyss from doing whatever it is they're doing, because whatever it is they're doing is probably going to have devastating consequences for everyone else. Unfortunately. So our options are not right here. Yeah. We'll work with him because Brother's methods are questionable if potentially misguided. This is what I meant when she was like, I'm not sure if I want to see him right now. And you were like, oh, why not? And then I was like, well, we may have to kill him. This is what I was talking about. Because that would suck. Because I fully suspect there will be a twin-on-twin boss fight eventually. Whether it's in the next update or several updates from now is hard to to say for sure, but I suspect it is coming sooner rather than later. It just means that I don't approve of my brother's methods.
I see.
Yeah. 1% chance of redemption versus a 99% chance of suffering and death. Nobody has that right to make that choice on the living's behalf. Yeah, I see nothing to argue with here. We're good. Especially not when these hilly churls have already chosen the end that they desire. Or at the very least, have made the best choice available to them with the situation that they have.
It seems that the 3 questions I put to you on our first meeting were worthwhile. You have developed your own individual views on this world. Very well. Since you have volunteered your true thoughts on this matter, I shall not hide mine from you. Right now, I have a more immediate agenda than stopping the Abyss.
Oh boy.
That is to say, the Abyss's actions here directly dishonor the final wishes of Halfdan and my other compatriots. I cannot allow this to proceed.
Okay, cool. I mean, and at the end of the day, the specific reason why doesn't matter as long as you're, as long as you're doing something. And if that something you're doing anyway has a positive effect on other people, then cool. But then let's stick together for this one.
The Abyss may appear at any moment. Be on your guard at all times as we proceed.
I don't think he's playable now, but I hope Dine becomes someone we can play later. Actually, I should probably double check before I open my mouth. Character archive. No, I don't think he's here. Yeah, he's not here. Yeah. This person also has connections to this place. As does... Where is he? Where is he? Him. This guy. You can't see it here because of how zoomed in it is, but he has the same star-shaped pupil thing that Dine has got going on. And his eye patch is over that same eye where Dine has like that mask thing, which is suspicious to a lot of people, which has led some people to speculate that he might be some remnant of that, of the Conrian royal family or something. I don't know if I believe that, but there is definitely suspicions about this person running around that has connections to all of this. So, it's hard to say for sure. But there's bad things are going to happen, and I'm worried about which characters those bad things are going to affect.
We can see the Upside Down City from here, too.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, watch out!
What's going on? Is that light coming from the room in the center? It's too bright!
The mutation is continuing. Has the Abyss made its move already?
I see your incessant meddling continues, and that you have once again joined forces with our Highness's kin. Regrettably, I was not in time to control your exit from the network, and it sent you here of all places. This was a catastrophic error.
You know what else is a catastrophic error? Getting in my way. And I will be happy to remove you.
I am surprised that you dare to face me. You ran like a coward last time.
Our Highness's will must be done. All interferences must be removed, whatever the price to pay. This time, the curse that torments our people must be undone, once and for all.
Bring it.
You are the only ones who torment them. There is nothing else left of those hilly churls. Nothing besides the curse itself.
Say what you wish. I am going nowhere, Dainsleif.
Then you will give your life just to delay the inevitable. How absurd. But since you wish to persist, then so be it. You really think you can use that device beneath the pool to cleanse this curse?
Do not underestimate the ways of the abyss. That device cannot supply the cleansing effect of the water not tenfold, but 100-fold.
Then I overestimated you. This plan is even cruder than I thought.
No one escapes my sights. Starball! Drop! Starball!
I'll protect her.
Crumble apart!
Crazy. Oh, yay, shields. I love his
The
shields.
world will fall. The end is nigh.
Yeah. Keep talking, buddy.
The end will come.
I hate hydro shields.
Go, Barrack Buddy!
Ready to go. There he is.
The world will fall. The end is nigh.
Starball! Shake!
Tide.
Drop!
The world will fall. The end will come.
Starball!
Let's dance.
Drop!
The end is nigh.
Get him!
All life will perish.
Yeah, you wonder why we don't want you to succeed.
Starball!
The end will come.
Go, Barbara. Let the show begin.
The end is nigh.
Go, Barrack Buddy!
Surging tide. The end will
Bet you can't keep up with me!
I think you can. You missed.
Drop! No escape! Starball!
Shields.
Get him! Bet you can't keep up with me!
Stay so close.
tide.
You.
Shall
Get him.
rise.
You've been hunting this Abyss Herald for ages. Now you finally got him.
There's no time to celebrate. The Abyss Order's device is activating, but there's still time to destroy it.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, this is gonna piss off somebody. How do we get Probably would be better to just pop up there rather than try to climb up. Duh. Oh boy.
Look, the amplification device.
I think we just made this situation a whole lot worse. Not that it was a great situation before, but...
Am I too late? They're in agony. This is no way for them to meet their end. Find a way to stop that thing. Don't do it!
It's sad. But unlike Paper Mario, this game never promised happy feels.
I thought he would have been turned to ashes in an instant. Halfdan's soul is extraordinarily resilient.
Meddling fool! Encumber us no more!
Don't you have a greater encumbrance to worry about? Come on. This is your grand opportunity to get rid of me. Take him out and deactivate the device.
Okay. Let's do this.
The abyss be with
Ooh, not gonna stand it down. That was bad.
you. Truth. The gift
Eyes on me!
of grace.
Yeah,
Peace be with you.
drop.
This is why I like Geo.
The truth. The gift of grace.
Starball.
Abyssal light shine.
Oh, there goes my ship. Oh, I'm dying. Feel. Huh.
Starball.
By holy proclamation, the power of revelation. Grace be upon you. The truth shall set you free. Grace be upon you. Peace and hope find you. The power of revelation.
Drop.
The truth shall set you free. Peace and hope find you.
Starball.
The power of revelation. Truth shall set you free.
I don't think I want your truth, buddy.
Opened unto you.
What do we do now? The Abyss Lecter's gone, but the device won't stop. And Halfdan.
No. As long as the device is active, the cursed are rendered powerless. Only you can take on the Abyss. If you value his sacrifice, then do not waste any more time here. See
Yes,
all these
sir.
rays of light and portals? They must have installed several of these energy devices in various locations. Find them, quickly!
Yes, sir.
So, we have to go through these abyss portals? Hey! Wait for Paimon!
Let's do this. Nope, 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 nope. In we go. And I presume we probably have to do a fight.
Drop! I'll protect us.
Face off.
Starball!
Switch your shield. Face fire.
Starball!
Go away.
Lily Trills are really suffering. Oh, wait!
Everyone's suffering. This plan has just made everybody suffer more. Great going, bro.
Drop! Rumble apart!
Eventually, let's get
Come on, we can do it. Let's dance. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Huh.
Your turn.
No one escapes my sight.
Drop!
There.
Quick, destroy the devices and put an end to the Hilly Drill suffering!
We're getting there. It's probably not important. It's probably, I have to check this real quick. Apologies. Nope. Okay, we're good. Go away.
That's cheating. Starball! Drop!
Almost there. We got this.
That's cheating! Ugh, tired.
That's on me. I goofed. This is why I have 5 billion revival items. That's going down.
I'll protect it.
There you go. Okay, where'd he go?
Starball! Just crumble apart!
Okay.
Okay, it's gone dark all around now. Shall we head back to the room in the center?
I don't remember how to get back up there normally. I think it's this way. I think we're good. Careful, do not fall. Please be okay. Please be okay. Everybody, please be okay. He's probably dead, but...
So, that's it, right? The device is fully shut down now?
The burning sensation has indeed stopped.
So, we managed to stop the Abyss Order's plan?
Rest in peace, buddy.
Let me check.
Dane must be really upset.
I don't think upset
All the
that
ways
covers
to be
it.
reunited with one of his former comrades after so long. This is rough.
Let's go.
They'll pay for this. I promise.
Huh?
Huh? Light.
Buddy!
apologies, Captain Dainsleif, Twilight Sword. Back then, I failed you, and failed to protect our people.
You didn't fail anybody. You did everything you could. What's
No.
a mortal man supposed to
For
do?
500 years, you have
You just
faithfully
harass
done
the
your duty.
gods.
To this day, I am proud of you all.
Aww. Hug him.
Didn't fall, did it? Since you're still here.
Correct. So, no need to revive the homeland.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
It was Halfdan's soul.
More than one kind of strange power exists here. Souls are no strange sight under the circumstances. Still, if you intend to venture deeper in and continue your investigation, you ought to be careful.
Yeah. You're not okay, buddy.
We'll be super careful. Oh, but Dane, does this mean you're not coming with us?
I don't think Dane's
That
okay.
device took a severe toll on me. It will take me some time to recover.
Okay. Go get some warm soup or
Right.
something, buddy.
Well, actually, Paimon already knew that. You've clearly been pushing through the pain this whole time. You've earned a good rest, Dane. Oh, you should take a vacation.
We know a good spot. Oh, I mean, okay. In actuality, the spot I'm thinking of would probably be his best bet, because it's isolated from 99% of the world, and nobody else knows where it is. So he'd probably be okay there.
Vacation? The very notion. This word has no business being in my vocabulary. There are more important things that demand my attention.
Next year's summer
Rule of
event's going to
Fate
include a
operation
visit.
is still
That'd be
underway.
funny. I mean, that'd be terrible, but it'd be funny.
And I suspect that these amplification devices are connected to that plan.
We'll have to look out for him.
Thank you for understanding.
Yes.
I only hope that next time we meet, you know whose side you're on.
Sheesh. He sure knows how to hold a grudge. Saving that snide remark right until the end.
Dude.
Well, shame that we didn't get to see your brother again. But at least we learned some useful info, huh?
I think not seeing Aether right now is probably for the best. Because I feel like we would have some very strong words for him. And probably the blunt end of our sword. Yeah. Because, yeah, we may have to smack him very hard for this.
As long as you keep pressing on with your journey, you guys will definitely meet again. And everything will be back to normal. Right?
Please don't be, like, foreshadowing, like, 3 years from now, when the story is complete or something, this line becomes hopelessly tragic. Ugh. Genshin Impact is a tragedy in the making, isn't it? Like, oh, meet all these happy characters, oh, this bright and colorful game, and the story is horrifying. Like, the actual plot is terrible. Well, I mean, the story is good. The events in the story are terrible. No, I don't feel like this is going to have a happy ending, or at least not a unconditional happy ending. I think a happy ending for us is going to come at a very steep cost.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot. The real reason we came here was to investigate what was going on with the hill churls, wasn't it?
Yep,
We've probably seen enough to report back to the miner now. But, how are we going to explain it to him? This is all way too complicated for regular people to understand. figure it out. Just don't forget about the commission when we're done here.
Yeah. You joke about this, Spin. We might be suffering some trauma. We might be having like some repressed memory PTSD situation going on here. That might be what's going on with our character's memories. And why she doesn't seem to remember any connections to this place, despite the fact she clearly has one. It's sitting right there. It's looking at us right now. It's right there. She's wearing a giant sign on her head that says, "I know people from Conria." I'm amazed that Zhang Li didn't comment on that. He's like, huh, that's a interesting choice of accessory. Where on earth did you find those? Isn't that the billion-dollar question? But it also means that if we step anywhere and those things immediately disintegrate, then oh boy, we found something interesting. Or, oh god. So that happened. Yeah. Yep. That was an event that just took place. That was the wrong place. This is where we need to go. And we probably actually, who do we talk to for this? It doesn't say. Well, yeah, let's go back. Let's go here and pop in with the Adventurers Guild, because I have some stuff to pick up.
Ad Astra Abyss.
We're still going. That. Send you guys back out. This one will do. Yeah. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot of things to think about. I still need more ore for that. Oh boy. Okay. So, what time is it? I have a little bit of time. Yeah. Let's go see if we can find something that's a little more cheerful to do. How about this, Sven, if you're still here? Pick a character. Any of these characters. Anyone that doesn't have a little red thing in front of them. You can pick. Zhongli, Tartaglia, Ganyu, Zhao, Hu Tao, Eula, and the Raiden Shogun. If you don't, I'm just gonna pick randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's unfortunate. Actually, I should probably check. You. Oh, okay. I need to do. Okay. Well, since you're not responding, Sven, I'm just gonna go with this one because I think I have to do her stuff to do the next Archon quest, which is another main story quest. So let's go hang out with the Raiden Shogun after she tried to kill us. But first, I have to step away for a moment. I will be back, and then we will do the Raiden quest. And hopefully it will be more cheerful than what we just did. Oh boy. I have made my glorious return. So, to Inazuma. Go see what Raiden Shogun wants. Okay, she's here. Let's stop by here first. Because Amber is low on health. Cool. Oh no. Last time we spoke to Toma in front of this statue, we were nearly executed. So this fills me with a small sense of dread. But I'm sure it's fine. Hey, buddies!
If the Tenryo Commission won't assist in dealing with the thunderstorm, the consequences could be catastrophic.
It's not that we're unwilling to do our part. We just don't have any spare hands right now. I hope you can understand.
Exactly. So let's keep the discussion going and see if we can find a solution.
Did somebody order an extra pair of hands?
Hey, Toma! What's going on?
Hello you two. We were just talking about what an impact you've made in Inazuma.
What a coincidence. Are you mocking me?
Greetings. Thank you both again for delivering Miss Hiragi's letter that time.
Ah, so they're friends of yours. I'm Master Kamaji's servant. Call me Ippe.
Sounds like you're having some trouble.
Well, the Tri-Commission's work used to consist of gathering information for the Shogun and carrying out any duties she assigned.
Oh no.
But recently, she announced that she wishes to spend some time in solitude and self-reflection. Since she is refusing to receive any visitors, there is no one to tell us what to do. We all understand if the Shogun needs some quiet time to gather her thoughts. The only problem is, in the meantime, the thunderstorm out at sea has been getting wilder.
Yeah, okay. The Shogun.
Yep, that's the one. And all the time it's been there, the storm has never changed in shape or size. But now, it seems to be drawing closer to Inazuma.
What? So her will's changed and she wants to destroy Inazuma now? Or is this her way of trying to get revenge on us?
That would be a little childish. Are you really scared of her? Yes, be scared of Red Shogun. She's scary. She's probably one of the most terrifying enemies we've fought so far. That would be a little childish.
Yeah, you're right. If she really wanted to get revenge on us, she could just strike us with lightning right here.
I don't think that's on her agenda.
Pretty scary.
I don't think you need to worry about that. The reason we're concerned is that we've never known the Almighty Shogun's will to falter before.
Considering Liyue's god left not too long ago, it's hard not to take it as a bad sign.
He did so much as leave as he fell from the sky dead, as far as you would know. I mean, in actuality, he said, "Screw this, I'm retiring," which is a little bit different, but still. I mean, as far as the public is concerned, he fell out of the sky dead, which is delightful. The gods and the mortals have very interesting relationships in this game.
A lot of people now believe that the thunderstorm is getting wilder because the almighty Shogun is having health problems. The fact that she won't see anyone right now makes us concerned that things are only going to get worse.
Right. So, before rumors start spreading, Miss Kamisato got me to come here and discuss countermeasures with the Tenryo Commission. We need to make sure we're prepared to deal with the chaos if and when it arrives.
Unfortunately, the reality is that the Tenryo Commission is facing huge internal instability at the moment. The Kujo clan has lost control over the other clans.
Yeah, well, they kind of deserve that. You betrayed your shogun. So yeah, nobody else trusts you. I mean, you're willing to betray the person you worship and deify and see and are supposed to be almighty loyal to. And you betrayed them. So why would anybody else trust you? I mean, if you're willing to lie to your god, who else are you willing to lie to?
Huh? Why is that?
Were you not there, Paimon?
The Kujo clan is still awaiting the Shogun's trial for colluding with the Fatui and nearly destroying the whole of Inazuma.
Yeah, that!
Everyone knows that a change of commissioner is inevitable. It's just a matter of time before the almighty Shogun hands down her decree.
I vote it should be Sara.
To put it simply, no one will take orders from the Kujo clan anymore. But there's still work that has to be done.
If Mr. Takayuki was in better health, there might be a way through. But now?
My lack of ability is to blame. I failed to uncover the truth in time. I failed to stop my father. And now, as acting head of the clan, I'm failing to quell the unrest.
Give it to Sora!
Don't blame yourself, Master. You have to at least keep your chin up until your older brother returns. The Kujo clan can't cope with any more instability in its current state.
Yes, you're right.
Sarah!
Masahito has enough on his plate at the moment.
To
Mustn't
explain,
cause any more
Sarah
issues for him.
Sarah is the lady who helped us uncover that all of this is going on, and helped us, reveal the truth to the Shogun. And she seems, pretty much. I mean, if we're worried about electing a commissioner who is loyal to the Shogun, Sarah is a good way to solve that problem. But we'll see
Okay,
what that
Toma, let's revisit this discussion in a few days. Right now, I need to go visit Takatsukasa Susumu, head of the Takatsukasa clan. He's the only one capable of taking charge of the situation now.
Cool.
I suppose. Well, okay, no problem. A speedy resolution to the Tenryo Commission's internal issues is in our best interest as well.
I'll come with you, Master.
No need. I'll handle this by myself.
Oh, okay. Take care then. Come back soon.
If you think about it, both the thunderstorm situation and the issue with the Tenryo Commission have been caused by the Shogun's decision to take some time off, right? If things carry on like this, people will start to panic.
Maybe we could invite her out for a while. Is that gonna work? I don't know if that'll work. If I was capable and had the skills to make this like edited videos later, I would cut in footage of what happened the last time we tried to speak to her. It didn't go well, at least for us. I mean, it worked out eventually, but that's because we had Fox Lady on our side. We should probably contact her.
Huh? You can actually do that?
Apparently.
I don't know for sure, but we may as well try. Whether she takes us up on the offer or not will depend on what mood she's in.
Sounds like you guys know what to do. Shall I leave it up to you then? Everyone's worrying about the Shogun's condition, but if people got to see her in person, it would put their fears to rest.
This sounds like a terrible idea and I'm here for it. Girls' day out with the Red Shogun. We'll go shopping and braid each other's hair or something. Or whatever it is girls are supposed to do.
Thank you very much. I owe you one, again.
We're eating Zeno, so maybe we'll go get tea.
There's only one person who might have the chance to see the Shogun while she's isolating, right? Let's take a trip to the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Okay, cool. We're not completely stupid. We're not gonna just walk up to the Red Shogun's home unannounced and be like, hey, wanna go shopping with us? Get in the teapot, loser, we're going shopping. No, we're gonna go call her best friend first. That's smarter. Fox Lady, we need your help. Actually, before we do that, there's something I want to do. Let's grab this first. That's all cool. Let's do a pull-up strip. Because I have the gems. Wish. Yeah. I fully suspect a whole lot of nothing. Oh? Oh, hello! Hi! First 5-star character! Woot! Hello, person! Hey, look, she's cool. I know her. We haven't hung out with her in a while. Oh, Beto's getting replaced. Cool. Hang on. Already set up. I mean, Beto's cool and all, but she's getting replaced.
Let's finish this quickly.
Yeah. We're probably gonna. Hang on. I have to deal with this. You. Okay, let's do this first. I have a couple of options. Fame and Fire and Thunder. Ooh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I'm confident giving her this one. So let's level this up. And I'll get my hands on some of those. We will worry about that later. Artifacts. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because she's electric, and electric reacts with like a lot of things. So elemental mastery is useful. Releasing this to this thing. Oops. That one. That works with let's give her this one. Gladiator. I should fix that. Let's see. Fixing this, give you this, and you get this. Actually, we should probably also level her up. Send? Cool. Okay, that is, we're going to call that good enough for now. I may have to fiddle with that off screen. That's getting clipped. Fox Lady, talk to your best friend. She's doing something stupid again.
I wasn't expecting to receive VIP shrine visitors during downtime. So I suppose you're here just to visit me?
Yes.
What a smooth talker. Though your eyes do not lie as convincingly as your tongue. You came because you need my help, didn't you?
Yes,
Still,
yes we do.
Your answer has put me in a good mood. So tell me, what is the matter?
We heard the Shogun decided to take a break, and since then the thunderstorm around Inazuma has gotten wilder. Rumor has it that the thunderstorm is affected by the Shogun's will, so people are worrying that something might be wrong with her.
Yeah. Lots of things are going wrong. The Shogun needs to do her job.
There's little purpose in keeping anything hidden from you anyway.
Oh no.
Since the battle, the Shogun has been greatly troubled and her temperament has changed drastically.
I was joking about the taking her shopping thing. Are we actually doing that? Because that'll be funny.
What?
her power was already on the decline. Then you dealt her that fateful strike.
Yeah,
The
I
defeat
hear
was
you
a heavy
mean.
blow to her. It also didn't help that I forgot to bring her some tricolor dongo and light novels when I went to see her.
Seriously? Uh, it, you, okay.
Oh, the poor thing. Without desserts and books to console herself with, she was so
Are we gonna
angry
have to
she
go
quite
get them?
simply lost it. Crying and ranting and raving. Oh, I could hardly bear to see her that way.
She's either lying to us and messing with us, or this is gonna be our to-do list.
You expect us to believe that a god would throw a temper tantrum over something like that?
Betsy is allergic to cats and an alcoholic. I'm willing to believe anything at this point. And for those of us who are not familiar with this game, Venti is the god of wind for Mondstadt. So yeah, there's a god that's allergic to cats and is an alcoholic in this game, so anything is possible. And I love Luby's expression. She's just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is wrong with the gods in this world?
Before you get too indignant, consider the fact that your concerns sound every bit as nonsensical to me as that blatant lie did to you.
Okay,
One seeks
cool.
eternity. To her, mortal lives come and go in the blink of an eye. Of what consequence to her are mortal concerns for her well-being?
You're saying she's fine, right?
I don't know the details. She said she wanted to rest, and I have nothing pressing that requires her attention, so there is no reason to disturb her.
I disagree with you, but okay.
I have heard about the thunderstorm, though. As to the cause, it is not inconceivable that, as you suggest, her will has wavered somewhat.
Maybe she's gone stir crazy.
I am the only one in all of Inazuma who can visit her while she is resting.
Which is why we go to you.
But tell me, why should this concern me? Why should I do this for you, when I already have everything one could ever want, and have seen everything one could ever wish to see?
Do it for her.
I like that answer. Here is the pass permit. Show it to the Okuzumeshu at the gate, and he will let you in.
Okay.
Thanks, Miko.
My question was in jest, but since you answered it in earnest, please stay true to your word.
I'm very tempted to go get the ingredients for tricolor Jago and make some, just to bring with us. Just in case she actually wants some.
Oh, and don't forget to return the pass permit to me after you have finished with it.
Yes, ma'am. Do I have sigils? I should probably check. I don't think I have enough sigils, but I'm going to check anyway. Now, since I'm right here and all. Nope, I don't have enough. Anyway, go see the Shogun. Where is she? Oh, she's in her palace. Right here. No, this way. Teleports. I am very tempted to go pick up some light novels and desserts to bring to her, if I'm being honest. I mean, and you might think that that's silly, but like, I don't know. Betty is willing to help the souls of the dead move on for some wine. I mean, look, I'm not gonna judge. If reading some ridiculous light novels helps her do her job better, then she can have all the light novels she wants. Is that not why Miko runs a publishing house? But yeah, light novels are fun, so it's fine. She says this, now knowing full well she basically wrote one. Or at least a Western version of one. That's why the cover is the way that it is. At least that's why I gave Nikki the prompt for that. Hey, I need to see your
The
Shogun.
almighty Shogun has requested solitude. No visitors allowed.
That's nice, but I have a
Oh,
pass.
we've got a pass permit from Miko.
Yeah.
Don't be ridiculous. Lady Guji never gives her pass permit to another person. Not even esteemed travelers like yourselves.
You're,
Guji Ai is only authorized to hold that pass permit because of the trust that the almighty Shogun places in her, and her alone. Wait, this is authentic.
Feel free to check.
Understood. Then as the Shogun has ordered, I must not stand in your way. Apologies. Please proceed. Since the Shogun is resting at this time, please be especially respectful, and make sure your behavior is impeccable.
Paimon, don't say a word. Paimon opening her mouth has never ended well.
Look how she's pacing back and forth. Don't you think she looks a little anxious?
That would explain the thunderstorm outside. Definitely looks like someone who maybe needs to get out more. I mean, she's been in her own head, essentially, for a while, presumably. Well, I mean, Mai told us centuries. So, being outside's probably weird for her now. Also, last time we were in this room, we had a terrible boss fight. Well, okay, the boss fight was fun. Senora was fun to fight. A little annoying at certain points, but still. Hey, almighty Shogun. You want to say hi?
How did you get in? Trespassers are to be eliminated at once.
We have a permit.
No, it's us! Oh, why are you treating us like we're your enemies?
Show her the thing first.
We made amends, didn't we? Also, we got in by totally legitimate means.
Look, if you didn't want stuff like this happening, you shouldn't give a permit to a special note to your fox friend.
Denied. Use of force has been forbidden. Anyway, be gone. Do not disturb my solitude.
Are you okay?
That is of no concern. This is my recuperation state.
What do you make of this? She's acting strange, huh?
Do puppets really need rest or relaxation? Has she ever been like this before? Would we know the answers to either of these questions? Is she even in the puppet anymore? I probably should have asked before we left. Like, is she in the puppet, or is she like in her actual body now? Has she ever been like this before? Do puppets need rest and relaxation?
This body has no need of rest. But I am an assistant to the one within.
Ah.
If she wishes to rest, I must follow her will.
Okay, cool. So this is the puppet, and she seems to have her own separate personality. And then there's the actual electric god that's inside of her somewhere, sleeping in its own dimension. Yeah, this makes sense. Good luck following this to anyone who doesn't have context. Sorry, Spin.
Paimon gets it. So this is all A's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But why? Surely you going about your business doesn't interfere with the plane of Euthymia. She's got plenty of space in there. Seems like it would be the perfect place for rest and relaxation.
Yeah. Press X to doubt.
I do as she wishes. I can say no more than this.
Everyone's
I cannot.
worried.
In my current state, even if I went out, I could do nothing. I am currently unwilling to deal with any business. I am also incapable of it.
What do you mean you're incapable of it?
do you mean by that?
It has been forbidden. Please refrain from making me talk any further.
What should we do? It feels like this conversation is going nowhere.
Sick, have you malfunctioned?
Ah, it's you two. It's been a while. The Shogun can't do much at the moment. Come straight in and see me.
Okay. Okay, this is happening. I'm totally following along. Here we are again. Well, it certainly looks brighter than the last time we were here. And that would be the end of that pot of tea. Yes, I just drank an entire pot of tea in front of you guys. This is how I spend my afternoons.
That was terrifying. Would it be so hard to give us a little warning first?
It's not your first time. I don't see what there is to be so alarmed about.
So, is the Shogun broken? Are you gonna get it fixed, or...?
What does she even need the
Don't worry.
puppet for anymore?
The Shogun's not broken. I've just temporarily disabled many of her functions.
Okay, but like why though?
The Shogun is unable to handle any business and cannot appear as me. So the easiest solution was to announce that I am resting.
So that's what she meant by forbidden. So it was all you're doing.
As I said, I need to think about Inazuma's eternity. And thinking takes time.
Yeah, but your people need you.
But
So-
the Shogun is still running based on her old rules. I can't allow her to make any mistakes while I am working things out.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Hey, look, Spin, it's your day
It's
with
not
your
permitted
job.
to ever be turned off.
Yeah. That's part of the whole eternity thing, I would presume.
Furthermore, I had even predicted at the time that I may wish to modify the Shogun's operational rules at some point in the future. However, such changes would not be conducive to eternity.
Of course. You're so strict with yourself.
That's why the Shogun has a robust
I mean,
system
she
to
might need an
safeguard against
update.
modification. It's also to protect against unforeseen circumstances. For now, while I figure out the form that eternity should take, it's more effective for me to temporarily disable some of the puppet's functions, rather than attempt to modify her rules.
My brain is connecting this to terms of technology because that's the only way this is making sense to me. Like, she's trying to talk about altering its programming while the thing is still active, which I'm not an expert, but I feel like is probably not a good idea. And if you have any thoughts on that, Spin, feel free to share them. I admit programming and tech has not been something that's been in my book research. I write fantasy, I don't write sci-fi. I'd like to write sci-fi someday, but a day is not today.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. The thunderstorm's getting out of control because some of the Shogun's functions have been disabled.
The thunderstorm is getting out of control? This is the first I've heard of it.
Well, maybe if you actually went outside once in a while, you would know these things.
Huh?
I'm terrible.
Okay, well, let us bring you up to speed.
Yeah.
I see. So the thunderstorm is drawing closer.
You can fix it, right?
She's the god of thunder. If she can't fix a thunderstorm she herself created, we have bigger problems. Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's just a minor error. This kind of thing was bound to happen. A small modification to the Shogun should fix it.
That's fair. I mean, they may not even be working the same way, so I'm just throwing out ideas because, I mean, the way that it seems to be working is comparable to an AI of some kind. but I'm like, so, seems a little
Don't
arbitrary.
look at me like that. I've never had to tinker with the Shogun before, and she's very complicated. It's practically inevitable for something to go wrong when you start tweaking things.
I feel like you should have programmed options for this. Like, if you're, I mean, okay, so her thing is eternity and she doesn't like changes. But, right? Lumine's expressions are some of my favorite parts about this game. She may not get many spoken lines of dialogue, but her face says it all. It's like, are you kidding me right now? What is wrong with the gods in this world? Because we've met 3 of them, and all of them are weird and quirky, and I'm amazed that their cities are still standing. Mondstadt's probably the best bet because Venti's just busy drinking all the time. Just like, are you kidding me?
Yes, that's it. I'm not making excuses. It's the truth.
It's fine. Just as long as you can fix it is all.
I believe they're called Mihoyo, I think is how you would pronounce it. You're better off Googling it. It's a Chinese company. So, do you feel free to research.
Not much. As before, I can see the way forward, yet there are still contradictions.
Well, maybe if you walked around your people and see what they actually mean, you'd find out. Yeah, it's Chinese. Which explains a bit of the storytelling. Or at least the storytelling methods, if that makes sense. Like, and we kind of had this conversation before on your stream when we had that whole anime debate. But the way different regions tell stories, even similar sounding stories, can radically change. Like, pacing conventions here in the West look different than pacing conventions in I don't consider this anime. I don't. But because there's pacing and conventions in here that are different fundamentally. If this was more anime, or at least made in Japan, I feel like there would be differences. There would be. Do I think it maybe borrowed a few conventions? Well, that's the thing, Spin. I don't think you can define anime entirely by how something looks, because the truth is, this is just a stylized art style that's meant to be somewhere between, like, yeah, they're people, but they're not like people with people proportions. Like, Lumine, as she looks plopped into the world, would look kind of horrifying, actually. Uncanny Valley Queen. But this art style makes her work, and makes Paimon work, and makes all the particle effects work. But the storytelling and pacing and character conventions and the way that the basics of all of this is built is not anime. It's not. It definitely feels more like a wuxia novel to me. And if you don't know what that is, some popular examples of them would be The Untamed, which is a Netflix show that I think we discussed at some point, or somebody in your chat discussed with me. But that's one of the more popular ones. And there's also, or old school kung fu movies, maybe. But this is an anime. Not to me, at least.
But there is no urgency. To reach an ill-conceived verdict in haste, just for the sake of having reached one, would be a confusion of priorities.
Yeah, let's go touch grass, Shogun.
Hmm?
If everyone sees that the Shogun is is in good health, it'll put all the speculation and rumors out there to rest. And who knows? A change of scenery might put you in a different mood and give you some fresh inspiration.
You mean leave the plane of Euthymia?
Yes! Go outside! Get some fresh air, please! You've trapped yourself in here for a few hundred years. No wonder you're not going to reach any new conclusions that you didn't reach before. I mean, if you're stuck in an impasse like this, go find some new information. Go talk to people, see what they think. You know, maybe few different viewpoints on eternity might help you figure out what yours is. Or at least what a better direction than the one you chose was. Might do everyone's
good. Yes, you're right. After all, the Shogun is currently unable to take care of business on my behalf.
Yes.
All right, then. I'll come out for a while.
Yay!
Since the theme of the day is a change of pace, you can just call me A. I'm not a great fan of rigid titles.
Okay.
What? But you're just A's consciousness, aren't you? Can consciousness actually leave this place?
I mean, she put her mind in a doll before. What's stopping her from having, like, a backup body to walk around in?
I have my ways. I would never subject myself to imprisonment voluntarily.
Yeah, she's still a god. As much as I like to give the gods in this game a hard time, and I will continue to do so, they are still gods and still have, you know, god powers. So I'm sure something as simple as finding a way to walk around is probably not that complicated.
Oh, great! Then there's nothing to worry about. Allow us to be your tour guides.
Tour guides? What's a tour guide?
Case in point.
Show you around the Inazuma of today and give you tips on where to eat and how to have fun. All right, let's go!
We're actually doing the shopping trip. I'm so excited for this. Like, unironically, I'm like, yes, let's do this. Look at how nice it is today. And also, I should point out, Spin, that part of what might be confusing is this place, Inazuma, is directly inspired by Japan. So that might also be like, but it looks like an anime. Like, yeah, because this place is Japan inspired. But I will stand by the statement of this is not anime to me, because it doesn't feel like one. And that might sound like a very strange measurement to have, but it's just thoughts.
Is this
And
the
so are you.
marketplace? It's a far cry from how I remember it.
We're both entitled to our opinions, and we're also entitled to the ability to explain them. So, that's fair. That's perfectly fair.
The stores have changed, and so have the vendors. Well, that's to be expected.
Well, yeah, you went MIA for a few hundred years. Of course it's gonna look different.
It's the Shogun.
What is the almighty Shogun doing here?
No, it's
Isn't the Shogun sick? This is quite sudden.
I don't mind having the debate. I don't mind having the discussion. So it's fine. We're good. So it's an interesting argument to have, and I like getting the different opinions on it, because people are going to use the same words and mean different things. That's just a fact of life, unfortunately. So I like talking to people and be like, okay, well, you want to talk about this thing, let's define what this thing is to you first, and then we can talk about it. Which is, I mean, something I think is interesting. I like examining human thoughts and that kind of stuff.
I appear to have frightened the people.
Well, I think you were surprised them. To be fair, if I was just going about my day making, like, I don't know, like street food, you'd be like, yeah, just a normal day making, like, chop suey for people or whatever. And then then the god that many of my people worship just, like, walks down the street like everything's fine. I probably would stare too. Be like, oh, what? I mean, imagine you're sitting in your office doing your IT work, and then the president just, like, walks through the hallways like this is normal out of nowhere. You'd be like, wait, what? Did I just see that?
Well, what did you expect? The almighty Shogun makes an impromptu appearance in town? People are gonna freak out a bit.
Patrolling the streets is the Tenryou Commission's job. The Shogun has a lot of information to process and orders to give out. She doesn't have time to deal with it herself. Additionally, the Shogun has no need of recreation. There would be no need for her to come here just to pass the time or to relax.
So, what do we do now? Should we go away for a while and make a more low-profile return later?
I don't think you can be low profile when you have the nation's god and ruler next to you. I don't think that's an option. She's kind of recognizable.
Why? It's not like I'm here to cause trouble. Let's just relax.
It was more the ordinary people that Paimon was worried about. Never mind. This definitely seems like your style, eh?
Well, I mean, seeing her up and about and healthy and fine is probably going to be reassuring to them once the initial shock goes away.
People still use Mora in commercial transactions, I assume?
Yes. Are you going to be the first guy that actually has some?
Just shiny and just as hypnotic.
Do you carry Mora, or are you like the other two and don't?
Are you saying you don't have any more either?
Of course I don't. There is no need for commerce in the plane of Euthymia. If I ever need something, I can simply have one of the commissions bring it to me. Wait, what do you mean, either?
Well, you see, we met some compatriots of yours. You know, Barbato and Morax.
Behaving in a very orderly fashion. I don't see the liveliness you spoke of anywhere.
Yeah, because they're in shock that you're walking among them.
People aren't exactly gonna let their hair down in front of the almighty Shogun.
Yeah. You know, now I understand why Venti goes by an alias when he walks around people.
What is this stall selling? I don't believe I've ever seen this before.
Yeah. Now we know why Venti doesn't go around yelling, I'm Barbados, at the top of his lungs. Because he actually wants to see his people be his people. Not whatever this is. Hi! We demand snacks.
Shogun, excuse me.
It's all right. Relax. I'm just here to look around. I'm having a change of pace today. Could you tell me about the items you're selling?
Of course. I've got all kinds of snacks here. Takoyaki, dango, and milk, and so on.
And then this is probably the most terrifying day of this man's life, and I'm so sorry for him. But this is funny.
Milk? Sounds kind of like the odd one out.
It might sound odd, but it is in fact my specialty.
The other poison.
You see, many of the stores in town are already very well established. I couldn't compete with them no matter what I sell. So my idea was to create some new combinations to give customers a novel experience. For example, my latest concoction is this dango milk. When the dango are worked into a viscous form, they mix very nicely with the milk.
Why would you do that? That sounds disgusting. But also, this is coming from someone who can't drink milk. Like, if I were to just chug a glass of milk like I chug this cup of tea, I would be horrifyingly sick for the rest of the day. Which is why I refer to it as the other poison. The first poison is coconut, which I am horribly allergic to. Yeah, me and ice cream have a complicated relationship. I prefer sorbets.
The focus is not just the taste, but also the unique texture.
Oh, sounds disgusting.
Dango with milk. I've never heard of it. What made you want to do this?
I'm sorry, Shogun. I've got no bone to pick with Eternity.
This poor man. Oh, this poor man.
I said relax. There's no need to go treading on eggshells. Do you really think the eternity I pursue is something that can be shaken by Dango and milk?
Why do I feel like she's different than I expected?
Because it's a different person. It's not the robot. Okay, they used puppet. I should call it puppet. But it seems to behave like a robot, so I'm going to call it a robot.
Actually, it came to me by chance. A friend was catering once and made too many dango, so they gave some to me. But there were more than I had use for. My milk wasn't selling well at that time either. Both dango and milk have a short shelf life. So I thought I'd try mixing the two as I had nothing to lose. To my surprise, in the right proportion, it tasted superb.
A chance combination. Interesting.
And we're gonna have to put the milk for this, aren't we?
The almighty Shogun wants to try? Well, certainly. And you two should try it too.
This is either the best day of his life or the most terrifying. Probably a bit of both.
Nice. It's sweet. The sensation is not so different from eating a dessert. A unique beverage indeed.
Yeah, it's definitely a drink, but it also feels like eating food.
Sounds disgusting.
It's a little bit like porridge? But the resemblance is only superficial. Anyway, I like it.
And now it's going to sell out for the rest of eternity. Because that's a glowing recommendation. That's... Well, you could stick that on the side and just sell infinitely.
I'm very glad you approve.
I imagine that an item as delicious as this dango milk must sell exceptionally well, no?
Well, I won't lie to you. Sales are very average.
That's fair.
Huh? So it's selling slowly? Why is that?
Because people are bad with change here, which is kind of your fault.
Because most people aren't willing to give it a try. They think it's an unusual combination, even though everyone who's tried it before rates it highly. I'm not saying the almighty Shogun has unusual taste. Please, don't take it the wrong way.
This poor man. I feel so bad for him.
Ah, I see. Well, that can be fixed. I'll just have the Yashiro Commission order a few hundred cups and go door-to-door delivering them.
That's not the problem. That's not going to solve the problem. Not in the end. Not the real problem. This is all a result of your aversion to change, I believe.
No, almighty Shogun. That's too much.
Is it? I just want them to try it. It would be a shame for them to miss out on dango milk.
She's missing the point. Forest for the trees here, people. But I mean, this is what happens when you're a god who spends a few hundred years locked inside your own head and inside the body of a puppet. You know, you lose touch with reality. And this poor man just like, I have no idea how to respond. Do you like sweet things? Do you want me to cut?
Of course. I've heard that most humans like desserts, so it's not unusual that I should enjoy them too. Miko agrees with me on this. There's nothing like dessert for improving one's mood. Much more enjoyable than meditating alone all the time.
Then why do you do it? What? And why do you meditate alone all the time? It clearly hasn't gotten you anywhere. I mean...
By the way, Miko mentioned that she founded something called the Yai Publishing House to sell some sort of light novels.
There it is!
She's always bragging to me about it, but it's difficult for me to really imagine without seeing the place for myself. Can you take me there?
Yeah, it was a to-do list.
Sure! Let's go and have a look!
Books are fun. Books are good for you. And yes, I'm partial, but shh. She says with her book right there.
Shogun! Almighty Shogun! What brings you to the Eye Publishing House? Do you have instructions for us?
Let's have one copy of your, like, top 5 bestsellers, please, to go.
No, not at all. Don't be so nervous. I'm just here to look around.
Apologies. I still don't quite understand. Are you here to look into the management? Or publishing regulations? Or fire safety measures?
Yeah, she should really be questioning what kind of things the Shogun's been up to when these are the reactions she gets.
She just wants to browse your books.
The Almighty Shogun wishes to read light novels?
Her familiar is publishing them. Of course she likes them.
Yes. Any recommendations?
The Eye Publishing House's novels are mostly targeted at the general public, and the content is all kinds of strange. I'm not sure we have anything quite to the Almighty Shogun's taste.
And I have to step away again. I will be right back. I have returned.
I'm just here to try something new. There's no fun in reading the same kind of thing over and over again. Relax. It's just words on a page, isn't it? What could I misunderstand, really?
Books are more than just words on a page, though.
In principle, you're absolutely right. It's just...
It'll be fine. If there's anything the Shogun doesn't understand, we'll explain it to her.
Don't be nervous. The Almighty Shogun just wants to have a look.
Well... Okay, then. Please proceed to the bookshelf over there. It has all the latest bestsellers.
Oh yeah, you're an editor, so you probably worked on some of these things. So again, having your god look over your work is probably terrifying, especially when that god is also your ruler.
There are some winning entries from the This Novel is Amazing competition. I've just finished compiling them into a saleable form. Don't take them too seriously. It's all just a bit of fun.
Okay, let's go then. Huh. this be? Did I underestimate the caliber of this material? I know every individual word in these books' titles, so why is it that they make no sense to me in these particular combinations?
Well, I mean, if it's anything like the night novel titles here in the real world, I bet she's confused. Again, that's what happens when you disappear for a few hundred years and don't check up on your people at all, just let a robot run the whole country.
Take this one, for example. The good thing about being reincarnated as a hilly churl is that I only need to eat sunsetias to become stronger.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's about on par with real world light novels. Yeah. I can see that being a thing that exists.
It's so long. Is it true that hilly churls grow stronger from eating sunsetias? Well, surely it should be some sort of meat, at least.
Poor thing. Does she even have the idea of the concept of fiction? That's my question. Does she know what fiction is?
It's just a narrative device.
Narrative device.
Imagination. Yeah.
So it's made up? What's the point of that? Without being grounded in reality, how can the story be believable?
Things can be grounded in reality without the plot being real or realistic. Look, I've got to plug it whenever I can. I can't help it. It's, you know, I'm very proud of my work. It's just like, I absolutely want to go run around the streets and go, hey, look what I made. And we're talking about publishing. I can't help it.
Also, I'm fairly certain that hilly churls can't write stories. So, does this author claim to be documenting hilly churl life from an
Yeah, she has no
outside
concept of the word
perspective,
fiction, does she?
Paimon's starting to understand Kuroda's reservations right about now.
That's no place in eternity. Too modern, I guess.
How about we choose for you? We can pick out some novels that are easier to understand and give you the scoop.
Yeah, that might be
then.
best.
I believe myself to be relatively well-read, but with stories like these, I don't even know where to start.
It's like... It's a good one. It's like handing her Hunger Games and all she's read is the Iliad and Odyssey. She's probably very confused.
I have high hopes, though. This seems like Miko's style, so I'm sure the stories are very entertaining.
Alright, leave it to us. We'll be back in a jiffy.
I know an author we can recommend.
This could be a pretty tough job. Let's see what we're up against.
Probably no. Maybe? I feel like this one might be safest. A daily life romance story. Love life. Love strange people and
The suspense is killing Paimon! Paimon only skimmed through, but Paimon can tell this girl has loved the main character with all her heart since childhood.
I hope the writer gives her a happy ending. Unfortunately, we're all very mean, so the chances of that are not great.
Right! Yeah, it's just a novel. But please let the author have a heart, please!
I assure you, none of us have hearts.
That's really gripping. But would A really understand this kind of mortal romance? strange person. Why would someone want to be a novelist that badly?
I can think of a few reasons. uh, it's challenging, but it's unique. That's fine, Spin.
Someone like that could easily become the top martial arts pro in the world.
You're good. You're good, Spin. It's all about the journey.
You have a point. And a character so determined to follow their ambition is likely to appeal to A, right?
Oh no.
With a premise like this, it's no wonder Kuroda was nervous about letting A look around.
Yeah.
Hyman thinks it might be best not to bring this one up with A. We might get the author in trouble.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Well, if someone turned into Paimon and did a bunch of stuff this Paimon would never do, Paimon would feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's all of them. Let's try to explain them to A.
I vote we recommend the middle one. The second one.
The looks on your faces tell me you found some good stories.
Martial arts story. Because I feel like that's the safer stuff.
Are people in Liyue really so complex these days?
Yes, actually.
Even though the protagonist refuses to acknowledge his innate talents, he has a rare dedication to justice.
We know this person. I think I know who this is. I was like, this premise sounds like somebody we know.
Where is he now? Does he have plans to visit Inazuma? If so, I will instruct one of the commissioners to bring him to me on his arrival. I would very much like to spar with him.
I mean, we could probably meet him. I can introduce you. He's a friend of mine.
He's a fictional character. He doesn't exist.
Does she even know what that means?
What about the antagonist, though? Don't you have any thoughts about their part in the story?
The antagonists? You mean all the people who behaved foolishly? What can I say? They're bad people, and they all got what they deserved. End of story.
A doesn't seem interested in the supporting characters at all.
I feel like she has missed the point.
What do you think of Yae Publishing House's light novels, eh? Do you like the stories we picked?
What I take from these stories is not so much the content itself, but what they represent in terms of the effects of time upon Inazuma.
Hey, we got there in the end.
Back when I decided to isolate myself in the plain of Euthymia, there was no Yae Publishing House, and certainly no stories of this kind.
Cool.
In accordance with my wishes, the Shogun did her best to create an eternal nation. A nation that, in theory, should remain entirely unchanged over time.
But that's not how that works. That's not how people work. That was never going to work. Which is why there were so many problems with the robot. Because that was never going to work. That's not... It is a fundamental building block of people to grow and change. That's who we are. You might be an unchanging immortal, and we might be as well, but that's not really relevant. But, at the end of the day, immortals are gonna change. That's how they be.
But the fact is that both the food and the stories have changed with time.
Change is inevitable. It's human nature to seek change.
I disagree with your point of view. That's what I would say if we were still in the plane of Euthymia. But the truth is right here in front of my eyes, and I can't deny it.
Yay! That was the whole point.
And that's exactly why we brought you out, to take a look around and get some fresh ideas.
Yeah, making policies for an Inazuma that no longer exists isn't gonna work in the end. So, take a look around at the Inazuma that does exist.
Sure, But one way or another, people are loving life in the present. That's gotta be a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I'm wary of any and all change. But I do not wish for my pursuit of eternity to stop human lives from changing for the better. Thank you for inviting me out. This trip has been quite eye-opening for me.
We did it!
This may be an everyday occurrence for you, but for me, this trip has been quite an occasion. I've seen a lot, and it's made me think a lot. I really can't praise it highly enough. I hope I will remember it for a long time to come.
Let's break her brains some more. Hey, why don't we take a photo?
Great idea! A's had a wonderful time, and a photo is the best way to remember it.
Take a photo? Once again, I'm faced with a combination of words that makes absolutely no sense to me.
It's okay. Come with us. We'll find a scenic spot and show you what we mean.
Door. Where are we going? Oh, this is nice.
So, what are we supposed to be doing?
Just stand still and smile.
Of you. Just leave the hard work to us. All you need to do is stand over there and strike a pose.
Oh, God.
Basically, a photo makes a visual record of you at this very moment in time, so it makes a great souvenir.
Okay. So what exactly is striking a pose?
That's probably as good as an explanation we're gonna get to somebody who has no concept of this. The photo is visual.
I see. So in other words, I need to do some sort of visually agreeable
just
action.
Stand there,
right?
Look regal, and smile. Okay? Just, it's fine.
The more I think about it, the more embarrassing it seems.
Aww.
How should I pose? Help me out here. It should look good, but not too over the top. This isn't coming naturally to me at all.
Just try relaxed and casual.
Casual. How about this? This feels quite natural.
That works.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's pick a good angle to record this moment from.
Yay. See. Let's do it.
It's a wrap! Take a look! Here's the photo we took of you.
Wow. This is astonishing. Is it some kind of magic? It seems to be another copy of me. But she doesn't seem to be able to move or talk.
I'm terrified of what the concept of TV would be like in Tibet. Oh, God. It's just a record. It's not the real you.
I thought it would turn out poorly because I felt rather rigid. But it actually looks more natural than I imagined. The pose is exactly the same, and so is the scenery in the background. I can't imagine how it's achieved.
That's what makes it so special.
Alchemy did it. Actually, that's right, because we got the camera from Mr. Alchemist.
Hang on. I'm still struggling to understand this. I need you to explain it again. So, the one in this photo, are you sure it isn't me? If it's not me, then why does she look exactly like me? And if she is me, then who am I?
I'm sorry, you don't get to have an existential crisis when you made a robot of yourself to run your nation for you while you slept in an alternate dimension that's inside the robot. I'm sorry. You don't get to have an identity crisis like this over something like a picture.
Okay, that's way above Paimon's head. Over to you, Traveler.
Okay, we actually are going to bring that up. Good. It's a little bit like you and the Shogun.
Hey, that's right! Do you think the Shogun counts as you?
Of course I do. It was never my intention to place control of Inazuma into anybody else's hands.
Oh boy.
So then, who does that make you, here and now?
Well, I'm still me. There is no doubt about that.
So your existence is singular.
My existence? I think I understand.
Do you?
I
don't think she does.
There is only one of me, but I can exist in many different forms. It's not important what form I exist in.
Close enough.
The Shogun, for example, is one of my forms of existence. The question of whether or not she is me is not determined by any of her components.
In that case, this picture is one of your forms of existence too.
So even I, who seeks eternity, am constantly changing my form of existence.
If I've understood the lore correctly, granted, it could be all over the place because it's been a while. She was a mortal woman once too, I think. Maybe. I mean, it's implied that some of the Archons were regular people at one point. So she might have been, or she might not have been. I don't know. We'll have to get like proper origins for everybody.
Then, how can I ask Inazuma and everyone who lives here to remain unchanging?
Inazuma will always be Inazuma. You know, regardless of the specifics.
Everything I have encountered on this journey with you has been from beyond my existing sphere of knowledge.
Yay, new things.
You've seen a lot of my ignorant side today. Maybe you can't tell, but all this has challenged my understanding of things.
Then we did it right.
Based on what I have seen today, I am forced to accept that Inazuma is a completely different place from the one I remember.
Yay, progress!
It would be incorrect to conclude from this that the Inazuma of today is no longer Inazuma.
We got there. Cool.
Both the Vision Hunt Decree and the statue of the omnipresent God were conceived as a means of bringing about eternity. But if I were really getting closer to eternity, none of this ever would have happened. Perhaps I've been holding on to everything too tightly.
Sounds to Paimon like Ace figured things out. And that means that we've done a really great job as her guides.
Master Kamaji! Master Kamaji!
Why is it getting so noisy down there? Oh, that sounded like Ippei. What could be the matter?
Ippei? Is that someone from the Tenryou Commission?
Yes.
Let's find out what's going on.
Oh boy. Having to make somebody else piss themselves in terror. Let's do this. Traveler and Shogun accidentally ruined the days of several people.
Hey, Ippei! What's the matter?
Ah, it's you. Huh? The Almighty Shogun.
Hi!
You must be looking for my master, Kujo Kamaji? I am very sorry, he's not here at the moment. But if it pleases you, I will gladly deliver a message on your behalf.
It's okay. I'm not here to see him. We just heard you calling out, so we came to see what was going on.
Yes. Master Kamaji still hasn't returned from the negotiations, and I'm starting to get worried.
We may have to go
In
rescue
fairness,
somebody.
he does have a habit of taking long walks and coming back late. It's perfectly possible that he just found somewhere he likes and lost track of time. But for some reason, Today, I'm particularly nervous.
Uh-oh.
Kujo Kamaji. A descendant of the Kujo clan, I presume.
That's right. Apologies, since the head of the clan is in poor health at the moment, and Master Masahito is rarely home, Master Kamaji is currently serving as representative of the Kujo clan.
I have heard that things are quite tumultuous with the Tenryo Commission at present. Does this have anything to do with Kujo Kamaji?
Forgive us, Almighty Shogun. The Kujo clan has failed in its duty. The Kujo clan's reputation is damaged, and its power over the Tenryo Commission is in decline. Plus you, you have yet to issue a verdict on the Commission's future.
Yeah. This is what happens when you don't go outside.
So, Master Kamaji decided to enter negotiations with the Takatsukasa clan with a view of having them take over.
Surely they would be discussing something like that at their headquarters, right? Why are you looking for them here?
Actually, they decided to hold this one elsewhere. I'm a little confused as to why, to be honest.
Oh god.
But I didn't feel it was my place to question the higher-ups.
This sounds like prime opportunity for somebody to get assassinated.
The meeting place is in the mountains near the Grand Narukami Shrine. I believe the Takatsukasa clan have some kind of base there.
Takatsukasa. Another familiar name. They have been faithfully serving the Kujo clan all these years?
Yes, that's why Master Kamaji decided to discuss things with them. I understand they must have had a lot of ground to cover, but still, there's no way it should have gone on this long. I've searched all over the city. If he really hasn't returned yet, then...
Maybe something's happened and we have to go rescue some loser.
Yeah, I thought of that possibility too. But someone of my rank can't just go venturing into Takatsukasa clan territory like that.
We have the Shogun with us. We can do whatever we want.
No need. I'm probably just overthinking things. Besides, if they're still at it, they'll only blame me for interrupting the negotiations.
Shogun is right there.
I'm only a lowly servant. But Master Kamaji and I grew up together. It'd be terrible if anything ever happened to him.
I mean, if there's ever a get away with anything card, it's having the Shogun standing right next to you.
I'm not as smart as Master, so I can't really share his burdens. But the last thing I'd want would be for him to come to harm when I could have done something about it.
No, so loyal.
What do you think, Almighty Shogun?
Let's go see what's happening. With me present, they are unlikely to blame you, even if we do happen to interrupt the negotiations. Besides, this has only come about because I failed to make a timely decision. This issue started with me, and I shall be the one to finish it.
That's commitment. Awesome stuff. This is what we want to see. Really earning that purple color.
Thank you so much, Shogun. I'll keep looking around in the meantime, too. Let me mark out the location of the base for you. I hope everything goes smoothly.
That's actually a really interesting question. Where would she lie on that particular spectrum? Oh, neat. We will deal with that later. How far is that? That's not far. We'll walk. Or not. Let's teleport. Yeah, this might be smarter. To put there. So this is probably our best bet. Yeah, we'll finish this quest up and then I'm gonna call it for the night, for the day. I do have some stuff to do eventually, so I can't be here all the time. I mean, I got some stuff done today. And I will be right back again. I'm sorry, I keep leaving like this. But, you know. Towers is back. Okay. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is the way I've chosen. Up we go. Over here. Let's got this. Oh boy. This looks suspicious. Yeah. I can't wait to give you a try. I mean, you're probably not going to do much here, but I mean, if Barbara can handle herself, so can you. And if there's an issue, I mean, we have ways to level you up. So. I mean, I have to go get them. That's probably going to be what I do between this stream and next. I try to figure out what the plan is. So let's do this as this one. It's second act, and then...
Whoa! Look at how well hidden this place is.
Like ninjas.
I can't think of a reason anyone would want to build a structure like this deep in the mountains.
Maybe to evade detection?
I feel something that doesn't belong here. I sense danger.
Yeah.
Huh?
We should proceed with caution. The Kujo clan descendant may well be in trouble.
Yeah. But if it was Sarah, she'd handle herself. Ooh, we get to try Shogun. Yeah. Come here.
It's my lucky day.
Oh my God.
Why are there Ronin here? This is a Kyrio Commission base.
Something is not right. We must remove all those who stand in our way. There is no escape. Absurd.
How's this? Finally. To the ferry. Let's get down to business.
Shine down.
How's this? My blade.
Torn to oblivion.
Finally, Let's get down to business.
Illusion shattered. There is no escape.
To the ferry.
Who dares defy the Shogun?
Shine down.
Finally,
Now you shall perish.
To the ferry.
Illusion shattered.
To the ferry.
Erase all threats. There is no escape.
To the ferry. Let's get down to business.
Torn to oblivion.
Finally, my blade. To the ferry. Finally, my lucky day.
Come on there. You need to heal.
Illusion shattered.
Say no more. Ferry. To the ferry. my lucky day.
I don't think it is, though.
Finally, no.
What's one more?
No escape!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Crumble apart!
You win. This. This will do.
Nowhere to hide.
That's cool.
Drop!
I'm ready. Cut down. Like this.
Who dares threaten eternity?
Look! It's Kujo Kamaji! But who's he with?
Is everybody okay?
I will...
Mighty Shogun.
Shogun, what are you?
Surprise!
Descendant of the Takatsukasa clan. Explain what is going on here.
Oh, we're just discussing some minor issues that have cropped up in the Tenryo Commission recently. Really, it's nothing worth the almighty Shogun worrying about.
I think that's her decision to make.
And these minor issues warranted the secluded location and the hiring of Ronin and Kairagi to keep guard?
Yeah, you're busted. Oh, just mess up now and save yourself the headache.
Well, there's been a lot of turmoil lately. It was just out of security considerations, that's all.
Silence. Descendant of the Kujo clan. Your turn.
All right. I came here intending to negotiate, but it turned out all they were interested in was a written confession from the Kujo clan.
A written confession?
Yes. A statement acknowledging every crime committed by the Kujo clan since the inception of the Vision Hunt Decree, including all the recent misconduct.
All factual statements, of course. Not a single one of them fabricated.
I can't deny that. But it also emphasizes the Takatsukasa clan's achievements throughout the document, claiming they stood steadfast all along and fought back against the crisis.
Which I don't think is true.
These are all falsehoods.
Says who? Why, you two-faced... You're going back on everything you said.
I'm just stating the facts. I'm sure the almighty Shogun can discern the truth. All the Takatsukasa clan is trying to do is make themselves look good, so they'll be first in line to replace the Kujo clan.
Assuming she allows such a thing to happen.
Why else would you push a false narrative in the written confession that paints your clan in a good light, and try to make me sign it under duress?
What are you talking about? You're not under duress, we're just negotiating here. You've completely changed your tune.
I believe I now understand the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not going to go well for either of you, I don't think.
Don't listen to his nonsense. I'm sure you're well aware of the major failings of the Kujo clan. Surely you, of everyone, knows. Not a single word they say can be trusted.
You are quite mistaken if you think your dispute is of any interest to me. Descendant of the Takatsukasa clan, you wish to become the new Tenryo commissioner. Do I understand this correctly?
Well, yes, of course. It's the eternal pursuit of everyone in the Tenryo Commission to offer our lives in service of the almighty Shogun.
Oh no.
Then the situation is not as complicated as you seem to have made it. After all, I am the one who appoints the Tenryo commissioner. The process is quite simple. Anyone who can beat me in a duel becomes the new commissioner.
Sorry, a duel with the almighty Shogun?
For the record, we barely managed this feat. So she is asking of the near impossible of these two nobodies without visions. And I'm not saying people without visions can't be cool, but I am saying is that is a lot harder for them. So, yeah, these two are doomed.
The first Tenryou Commissioner demonstrated his will with the blade in his hand. That is why the title has been passed down within the Kujo clan ever since. If you want me to appoint a new clan, then naturally, there must first be a new duel.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Run. Not worth it. Yeah.
Do you not know how to wield a blade? Or do you simply doubt your abilities on account of your advanced age and declining physical condition?
Rip. Oof. Can we get some water in here? Something smells like burnt flesh.
Here you are talking about offering your life, and yet you are too afraid to face my blade.
To be fair, your blade is kind of terrifying.
Well...
Well, never mind. What about one of you, then? Anyone who can defeat me, Takatsukasa or not, will be appointed the new Tenryou Commissioner.
And they're all like, nope, nope, They all don't want to die.
Does not a single person dare to face me?
No, of course not. Because you're a god. And they're just puny mortals who don't even have visions. Because clearly and that clearly means that they don't have the level of ambition necessary for that kind of thing. Yeah, no. No, thank you. To be fair, I don't want to duel her either.
I will challenge you, Almighty Shogun.
And that is why you get the job.
What?
Descendant of the Kujo clan. Regrettably, even if you win against me, it cannot atone for the wrongs committed under the Kujo name.
I realize that. I don't stand a chance of winning against you anyway. I know full well that the mistakes my father made ought to spell the end of the Kujo clan's legacy in the Tenryou Commission. Even when I was executing the Vision Hunt decree, I had doubts about my father's decisions. I knew that what I was doing was wrong. But that was as far as I went. I doubted, and I ruminated. I understood the situation perfectly well, but I took no action, and I didn't save a single person. I accept the Kujo clan's decline as punishment for my deeds. I can't even say that I failed to prevent it, because in order to fail, you have to have at least tried.
Hey, points for him taking accountability for this. I mean, he may not have been the one making the final decisions, but I mean, he at least takes the responsibility that there was at least some amount of blame to be laid at his feet for the things that happened. So you know what? Good on him.
To be brutally honest, for someone of your strength, there is nothing you could have done, even if you had tried.
Yes. I'm too weak. My father ignores me. My elder brother can't help me. And I even need Ippei to set me straight at times. It's the way it's always been. But if nothing else, then right here, right now in the Kujo clan's final hours, it is I who represent the clan, like my father before me. His duties are now mine to perform. Just as the Shogun said a forefather of mine once showed his will with his sword. Then please, let me, Kujo Kamaji, end the story of the Kujo clan in the same way that it began. This is my last chance to do something.
This is patently meaningless. But I accept. Come forward.
Here for it. I am here for it. Let's do this. Are we playing this, or are we just gonna watch this?
The Kujo clan's honor was forged with courage, tempered with integrity, and shines beyond life and death. Show me whether your blade can bear the weight of your name.
Ready to learn. Almighty Shogun.
Are we about to see someone get a vision in real time. Because we haven't seen that yet. So that'd be cool. Also, I'm putting down my final verdict here. I'm putting her in as Kelpie. Him too. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Get up. Get up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Earn that vision. Of course, no. Valiant effort, though.
Another anomaly in eternity. Nevertheless, it appears that the Kujo honor still courses through your veins. Kujo Kamaji is wounded. Descendants of the Takatsukasa clan, it is your responsibility to take care of him. You may not have the courage to challenge me, but I trust that you are capable of attending to a small matter such as this.
Yes, of course. I apologize. I'm sorry. So sorry.
Yeah. I had heard that the Kujo clan is no longer fit to shoulder the work of the Tenryou Commission. The search for a successor to the role of Tenryou Commissioner is indeed a matter of great urgency.
Yeah, it is.
However, following this duel, I have decided to postpone the Kujo clan's punishment for the time being. In the meantime, I expect the Takatsukasa clan to continue supporting the Kujo clan as before.
As you instruct, so it shall be done. We would not dare question the Almighty Shogun's will.
Yeah.
Finally, if you still think you can copy the Fatui strategy of providing me with deceptive information to produce flaws in my judgment, you will see me appear once again as I have done today. Only next time, my blade will show no mercy.
Understood. Thank you, Almighty Shogun, for your wisdom and mercy.
And everyone in this room needs new pants.
That will do. I will have the Okuzumeshu continue the investigation from here. Come with me. Let's find a quiet place. There's something I want to talk about with you.
First, Chinese. Gimme. Yeah, that's probably what that is. Right, I need to leave the domain first. Yes, leave. Oh, that was delightful. That was utterly delightful.
When it's time to deal with the situation, you're just like the Shogun. So strict.
She is the Shogun. I mean, I would imagine that its reactions to certain stimuli is probably based off her own thoughts and feelings on those particular things. She's like, this is what I would do in this situation, so this is what you are to do in situations like this. I mean, however she programmed it. I don't know. God powers.
Oh, you think so? I thought I was rather accommodating. If it had been the Shogun, she would have decapitated Kujo Kamaji without a second thought.
Also interesting. He was lucky, and that's what he was expecting.
I do believe he was prepared for that outcome. I could see it in his eyes. the Kujo clan has undergone a dramatic change from its glory days to its present decline. Kamaji is hardly a great heir to the Kujo name, but he has shown me how some things remain the same even as the world around them changes.
Yes.
I also have you to thank. The things we experienced out on the streets and the photo you took of me, they helped me come to this realization too.
Yes.
So what's next for the Kujo clan? Will they get to carry on being in charge of the Tenryo Commission?
Probably in short term, probably not in long term. I mean, once I think the more immediate unrest is settled, then they'll figure it out.
Not a chance. Even if their heir was someone who showed promise, their past mistakes cannot be erased.
Yeah, that's
Still, I will give them a little more time. After all, they are not the only ones who have made mistakes.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have felt the urge or that they could potentially get away with their actions if you had made different choices. So there's definitely an element of blame to be placed at your feet.
The Shogun does not make mistakes. She is incapable of doing so. But I, as A, would like to offer my apologies.
That's fair. She's like, can't really blame the puppet because she was just doing what I made her to do. But as the creator and ultimately the maker of the choices, I'm the one who should apologize and offer condolences or apologies and all that stuff, or try to make amends, I guess would be the correct term here. Which makes enough sense, I suppose.
I have much to contemplate in the days to come. But at least, I can now see the way ahead.
Yay, progress. Will you rule Inazuma directly?
I think I'll leave that to the Shogun. The greatest threat to eternity is still the erosion that comes with time.
There's that term again. You keep seeing that term get thrown around. I mean, it could be a translation thing. But it's also interesting that everyone we meet who talks about this concept is using the exact same term. Not similar terms. The exact same word.
As I said, the Shogun has a robust system to protect her against modification. This is because I anticipated that I myself would change over time. But I've made up my mind. So I will do what needs to be done, no matter how difficult it is.
Yay! It is.
This has certainly been a memorable series of events.
Absolutely. You sorted out the Tenryo Commission, and the people in the city got to see a happy and healthy Shogun. All the awful rumors will disappear in no time.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed your trip, we should get you out again sometime.
Next time we'll bring you some fun souvenirs. Next time we'll bring you some little trinkets. I thought we offered to bring her snacks, but she seems to like that. We'll bring her almond tofu. Oh, I'm still mad about that. I'm still mad that... Okay, to explain. Almond tofu is a dish in this game that has a big connection to a certain character who we haven't seen on streams. But it does exist IRL, but it's made with either almonds or tofu. So the name is a lie, essentially. So, yeah. Everything is a lie. We've been lied to. The game lied to me. I'm still mad at it for it. Next time we'll bring you souvenirs.
There's no place for such things in my life.
But your plate of tiny is empty. It looks like it could use some things to decorate it some more. I mean, I know it's a place for like meditation and stuff, but like, I feel like I don't know.
Also, please stop making it sound as if I somehow need the company.
You absolutely do. Don't lie to me. Let's not pretend that you're not lonely, okay? Because you are. You're in denial about it, but you are. Like, come on. No. You absolutely need the company. We're social creatures. We can't not have people around us. You can't spend hundreds of years all by yourself. That's a guaranteed way to make you go crazy.
Okay. I'm ready to head back now.
Yeah.
My period of solitude will now continue, but it will not last too much longer. I will leave you humans to deal with any minor issues in the meantime.
I always laugh a little bit when people refer to me as like one of the humans, or just like I'm a normal person, even though it's very clear that I am not. There's something weird going on with Javelin.
Okay, see you next time!
Bye-bye.
Considering a lot of what happened was pretty unexpected, things seem to have worked out surprisingly well in the end.
Is
The
that what
only
you
thing
think,
left to
Paimon?
do is return the past permit to Yaimiko.
Yeah. I get the distinct feeling that she planned this. Like, I'm not entirely convinced that she didn't either manipulate the situation or was, like, involved in somehow. Like, there's no way she didn't have an eye on us the entire time. Like, I refuse to believe that. Anyway, let's go talk to Fox Lady. Teleport. Yeah.
Miko, we're back! We had a great trip!
Did you now? Well then, you'll have to tell me all about it.
And I'll bet you money she already knew.
How amusing. The almighty Shogun goes downtown, and suddenly she's like a wide-eyed country girl trying to find her bearings in the big city. Marvelous. What a shame I didn't get to see it for myself.
Only you would dare say that the Shogun and her teasing each other. And
It's fine. She wouldn't mind. Really, she wouldn't. So, from what you were saying, it seems that she's finally begun to comprehend what form eternity should take?
she's a fox lady. Can she shapeshift? Imagine that. Like she was like shape-shifting and then walking around town where we couldn't see it.
That's the most important outcome of this trip. To be honest, I wasn't expecting you'd make such great progress when I lent you the pass permit.
Sure.
Yeah, it seems like she's not gonna force everything to stay the same way anymore.
To put it nicely, even deities indulge in wishful thinking. To put it more bluntly, there are things that even the Seven can't do when faced with something even more powerful than themselves.
The human heart?
Take a guess. Anyway, it sounds like you had a very pleasant trip and even had the chance to see A's less formal side. Next time you wish to see her, you can come and take the pass permit from me again. She would never admit to it, but she does, in fact, get quite lonely.
Told it.
What? But she said she doesn't need company.
Because she's in denial.
Because she is a god. It's not that gods don't need the company of others, just that the idea of a god having company seems indulgent to her. But you don't belong to this world. Perhaps you are just the company she needs.
Yep. I break all the rules. Yep. Okay. Check this real quick. I don't think I have enough. I do not. So, that was fun. We learned some stuff. We hung out with a friend. And I am going to be calling it here for today. Thank you all for joining me and being in chat and hanging out. This was lots of fun. And I will see you all next time. No idea what we're doing, but we will be doing something. Anyway, see you then.